Hello, gamers, and welcome to episode 302 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade. I'm your host, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
What's going on? Today's Halloween.
Ooh, spooky.
Well, as we're recording Halloween, so by the time you hear this, it will be November.
It'll be All Saints Day or whatever.
What is that? What's All Saints Day?
I think, what is that? It's the day after Halloween, but I forget what it is.
Okay. I heard it, but I seen it on the calendar.
All Hallows Eve, the Feast of All Saints.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's where you eat the candy.
Yep, that's where you eat all the saints.
Well, I was about to say, I just lost track. Oh, yes, but the real spooky day is November 3rd. Woo, election day. Yeah. So, I just wonder, do you think by November 4th, we'll know who the president is? Like, how long till we have a real decision of who the president is?
As soon as it gets through the Supreme Court, Dominic. So here's the thing, right? It depends on what you consider a real decision, because I'm not willing to say that Donald Trump is going to, unless he wins, I don't think he's going to accept the decision regardless. Joe Biden could win by a landslide, and that's just more of a reason for him to go, this whole thing was rigged, and I don't trust the process, and all these mail-in ballots, and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, honestly, I don't know. That's not something that then's going to be taken to court, seemingly. So, I guess at that point, we're just waiting till January to find out whether he's going to get thrown out of the office or is actually going to be willing to walk out. I really don't know how this is going to play out.
He's going to be a squatter. He's going to just stay in there.
I've been here for this many years. By law, I get to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't know. I just, I don't want to say he's like a lunatic that's not going to be willing to give up power, but already from his rhetoric, I know that he's not going to accept any decision in this election that doesn't involve him winning. So unless every ballot comes in and it's not even close, he wins this, then we have a president. He might not be a good president, but that's, debatable whether we're going to get that regardless. But we would know, Joe Biden is going to accept if he loses, right?
Yeah, I think he will.
But I don't feel the same is true of Donald Trump. So it's going to be an interesting week, Dominic. It's definitely going to be an interesting week.
It definitely is. I'm excited for it too. I'm very excited for it.
You're excited about the start of the Civil War, number 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Okay, I'm not gonna say all that, but I'm just excited. Yeah, I just want to see what the craziness, because it was such a shit show 3 years ago or 4 years ago, and I just want to see the people's reaction. I just love it. It's just when you look at a thread on Twitter and it's just oh no, I know this is going to be a mess. Let me look at the comments. And that's what I just want to see. Just look at the comments of everybody's reaction, but and everywhere. Just people out on the streets, there's people saying oh, I can't believe this person's won, or I'm happy this person won, or what's going to happen? What's Trump going to do if he loses, or if he wins? What's going to happen? It's it's going to be so crazy. It's going to be so crazy.
He's just going to come out that night. Joe Biden's going to have a substantial, total, or, and he's going to come out and he's going to be I accept these results. I am going to transfer power. He's going to do the exact opposite of what everyone expects. And he's I'll see you guys on the other side. Peace out.
Yeah, okay.
And you'll never see him on Twitter ever again, Dominic.
Man, I highly doubt that. I mean, come on. Unless he dies, there's no way in hell that's going to happen.
Residual coronavirus effects.
He's definitely saying it's going to be rigged. So this is rigged. We got to do
100%.
a recount of the ballots. recount because this is definitely rigged. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty awesome. It's gonna be. I know networks are just gonna they cannot wait.
Oh, absolutely! They're frothing at the mouth. They're like, look at all the ratings. This is sweep to them right now.
Because we ain't got a lot of TV shows happening because of the COVID, so this is it.
That's true.
Yeah,
like I haven't really been following that stuff, but haven't some of the late shows been put on in prime time because they're still going or something like that? I thought I heard that as something like Colbert or something.
I did see because one time on my TV I did see what was it? Was it Jimmy Kimmel? It was one of them. Mm-hmm. I saw it at night, and I was talking to my friend. I was at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, and I was like, "This is on early. Is this a special?" I think that's what he says. I think they're starting early. I think they don't all come on super late anymore. Mm-hmm. He said some of them do come on during prime time. But I said, "Oh, okay." I didn't really bother looking up to see.
Yeah.
What's the story behind that, though?
I mean, it makes sense if they're the only ones really producing new content on a regular basis, you know?
Oh, yeah.
All your pre-recorded shows haven't filmed, then you can't really do much about it.
All right, so let's get down right to it. So I think I'm going to take out the sports segment. I'm not going to talk about sports as much as I usually do because I'm not watching sports like I used to. Mm-hmm. I'm just a casual watcher of football. I'm not watching any news. Everything is totally new to me when I hear about situations of the day of games. So I'm not watching any sports news during the week usually. Mm-hmm. I'm not watching ESPN. I'm not even reading the websites. I'm just looking at scores. So it's not really much for me to talk about. I mean, I'll just talk about basically my team. The Washington team won. And they beat the Cowboys, and I'm happy. Even though the Cowboys are probably one of the worst teams in the league this year. I've never seen the Cowboys this bad in my lifetime. As of right now, they are they are horrible. And our division is just open, so I'm like, hey, let's just try to win this division. Even though I think Eagles will still win, but hey, might as well try because we're not going to get a top 5 pick probably. Mm-hmm. So, maybe we get 5, but the thing is, I don't think it matters. I think we, at this point, if we're not getting number 1, it's whatever. I mean, we can still get a good pick. It's just that, I think our organization is better though, that we can get a decent pick in the draft and they'll get somebody. So maybe it won't be a quarterback, but maybe what we don't need one. Maybe this guy, Allen, is good enough. I mean, he seems okay so far, so we'll see. Other than that, the World Series happened. Dodgers are your champions, so LA got 2 championships.
There you go.
And so good for them. It's too bad for you. I know your hometown, Tampa Bay, couldn't get they couldn't get the champion from the Rays, but they still got the Lightning. The Lightning won one, so that's good.
The only sport that matters in the South, Dominic, hockey.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? You still got Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Brady. Yeah. So you possibly could be getting a Super Bowl ring. Who knows? All right. So I guess we just get right to it. What we've been watching. And I haven't watched anything, but The Mandalorian did start this week on Disney Plus, and you watched the first episode, right?
I did.
It's just one episode, right?
Yeah, they're doing it weekly again, like they.
So how'd you like it?
Time. I enjoyed it a lot. It's still more of the same kind of thing of him going to a place and doing a thing. I kind of like that it's almost segmented. Obviously there's a through line throughout the entire season, but it's kind of one-off episodes where it's I'm going to go to this place that's new. I'm going to meet these new people. I'm going to, fight this creature or do this thing. And, next week I'm going to do something else. It's like everybody talked about during the first season. It's like that traveling samurai kind of thing. You don't really learn much about Baby Yoda, and I wonder if we get to a point where we actually learn some stuff about him, or if it's just going to be he's kind of the comic relief sidekick to the Mandalorian himself. I just wonder if it matters to them, whether it's like, all right, now we got to go into the backstory about like the Yoda race and all that stuff. Like, part of me thinks
really
like you don't do that. You know, I don't need all that. But at the same time,
I don't need it, but I still want to know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want them to go into this whole long thing about like metachlorians and stuff like that. But I would like to have a little more information about like where Yodas come from and how they live forever or whatever. Because like this baby Yoda is like 500 years old or something, right? Like,
well, I thought he was 50.
Is that what it? Okay, like 50 something. Yeah. So I am very interested in that part of it, but the overall just Mandalorian walking around doing stuff and doing cool things I like. In this episode, I forgot his name. Timothy Oliphant from Justified and numerous other cowboy, sheriff, marshal roles is in
also
here.
Also in Fargo this season, so hey, he's in two
also
big
as
roles.
A marshal, he said, right? Yep. Definitely, like you were telling me, definitely typecast at this point as Southern fried kind of marshal guy. But yeah, I enjoy him in this. He's got a surprising role for me. I think he may be a character that people are familiar with if they're familiar with the extended universe of Star Wars. But he's definitely got some interesting stuff going on with him, and it's kind of him and the Mandalorian team up and try and take down this creature that's kind of attacking the village that he is the marshal of. So it's cool. Okay. I really like it.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, I guess we move it on to what we've been playing then. So I guess I'll start. So this week on Game Pass, we finally got those Double Fine games that have been console exclusive on PlayStation 4, but it was also on PC. But finally coming over, we got Day of the Tentacle, we got Grim Fandango, and we got Full Throttle. But the game I played was Day of the Tentacle, which I did purchase on Steam, but hey, I like the game so much I play it again. So playing this game, and hey, I had to get my achievements. So I'm playing on my Xbox One, and yeah, this game, I mean, I talked about this game before on the podcast, but it's one of my childhood games. I got this game the year it came out, I believe, and I had it on PC back in the 90s, and yeah, I just remember really loving this game. This point-and-click adventure, the comedy, it was funny for me back then. It's still somewhat funny now. I mean, some of the stuff, is kind of dated, but it's still funny. And the graphics are good. With the updated graphics, I mean, it's really like a cartoon. It looks like, really well drawn how they did it. And you can also switch back and forth between the old graphics and the new one. And it's still like seeing the old graphics all pixelated and everything. It's like, man, and I thought this looked like a cartoon when I was young. I thought this game looked exactly like a cartoon, which is the way the remastered is that it looks like the way I remember it. So, which that's when a remaster's really done really well when that happens. It's like, hey, this doesn't look that different. But then you see the old graphics. Oh yeah, they really did fix it up. But I noticed they did some changes. They did a few changes with the remaster. Like there was a photo in the hallway of the hotel, and it was a Max, which is still there, like Max from Sam and Max, because they were by the same company. And it's like him and some looks like colonial, garb and something like that. And they say something funny about it. But then there's a photo of you can't really tell what it is. But when you put it on the remastered version, they changed it to Jar Jar Binks. Oh, shit. So it looks like Jar Jar Binks. So I was like, oh, they did that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, this game, it's awesome. I'm just playing through it. I was thinking about playing it on the director's commentary mode, but I said I'll do that. I'll do that after I do another playthrough of the regular game mode. And I still remember a lot of the not the secrets, but a lot of the clues and everything. I remember what to do, the strategies, because I played this game so many times when I was younger, so I could kind of go through and pick what I need, like to decipher what to do. It's like I know the answer, but I still play. I try to play it like I don't know, like 'cause I still want to talk to people and hear what they got to say. Because I like the dialogue. The dialogue is pretty funny. Some things I did forget. But most of the stuff I can figure out because once I remember certain things to do, then I can put the pieces, the stuff I forget. It's like, okay, if I get this item, I know I'm going to need this to do that. But it's funny. I love how you travel through time. Like you got the present, you're in the present day, then you got one character who's in the past, and you got one character in the future, and how y'all interact with each other and help each other out by, like, you might have to give this item to the person in the past so they can do something. You might have to give this item to somebody in the future, so they can do something. And like this is well done. It's really well done how they did this game. And like this is one of the probably my favorite point and click adventure, and it's like my first one, but I played the other ones. I played Sam & Max. I liked it. I played some of Grand Fandango, the remastered one. Grand Fandango, it was good. It was just I think it's a little some of the puzzles a little too obtuse, but it's all right. But so far, I think Day of the Tentacle is between this and Secrets of Monkey Island. Or any of the games in the Monkey Island series. I'm trying to think which one I like the best out of the series. I didn't play 3. See, I played 1, 2, and 4. I didn't play 3 yet.
Yeah.
But it's between them. That's probably the best of the point and click games I played. But yeah, Day of the Tentacle is definitely worth the play. You got Game Pass. You should definitely pick it up. It's not a long playthrough. I guess all depends how long it takes you to figure out the puzzles or what to do. But other than that, it's not really that long. Compared
to like Thimbleweed Park, is it shorter than that?
Oh yeah, it's shorter than Thimbleweed Park.
Oh, okay.
It is shorter than that. I'm trying to think. Even if I knew everything in Thimbleweed Park, what to do, I guess I would say between those two games, like you going in brand new, I think Thimbleweed Park would take longer. I think that would take longer. Also, I like that in this game. I remember this was a Easter egg that was in the first game. The original Maniac Mansion, which is a very old point and click game, is in that game. If you go to, because there's a computer in the game and you can play it, and it's still there in this game too. You can play that Maniac Mansion game.
They should have upgraded the graphics of that too. That would be cool.
I really wish they did. I want a remake of that game because it's so archaic now. The way you have to do that. That's the real old style point and click style of gaming right there. And I don't like that. I don't want to do that anymore. So, but yeah, I was really hoping that they would do a remake of that game. All right. So what else we got here? I played some more Avengers. I didn't really, I'm trying to think. Did I do anything special in this one? Well, I finally did get Thor briefly, but then he got mad and left. So, well, at least I can use them in multiplayer now, I guess. Okay. So that's good.
Here's your Thor tease.
Yeah, but yeah, I like his character to use, but I can see how Spider-Man can be used because not only because of Kamala Khan, how she stretches and grabs to ledges, but how Black Widow does with her grappling. Yeah, like you see her swinging around.
She was kind of the feel of that. Like that's why I wonder, like how much work are they actually going to put into making a Spider-Man
say
character
this.
for the PlayStation version.
I can see what they did with those characters, and it's not great. So I don't, as of right now, I don't expect great things from that Spider-Man character.
Yeah.
I don't expect it to feel that great or be so different. Maybe the story, whatever story they put in with him, it will make it maybe worth it, but I don't know. This game just has a lot of problems. And plus, I will say the graphical problems, they're probably not there on the Xbox One X or the PlayStation 4 Pro, because I'm playing on the original Xbox One X. I mean, the Xbox One.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of graphical problems are going to be there. And I mean, there might be some, but I'm playing on an old model Xbox, so I'm going to have that. But it's just other problems with that game. It's other bugs that happen, which maybe they won't. Maybe they don't happen on the newer systems. But hey, it's still a game I can play on this console, and hey, I know how
And if
critique
it runs well enough, it's nice.
Yeah, but I know no, it's not that. I'm just saying that if there's something wrong, that they still should be blamed because yeah, I mean, if something goes, I know the console is getting dated now, but there's
Still
other games
supposed
that
to run these games. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, all right. So what else have I played? I played some more of the Trails, Ananosuke. No, I pronounce it, but the Trails game on PSP.
yeah.
That hasn't been translated for English, but hey, we got the internet for that. I'm at the very end. I probably have maybe an hour to go, maybe, of game time left. Maybe hour and a half. All depends how fast I go through it and how fast I can read these texts in the game. But yeah, I'm getting close. I'm getting close to the end. And yeah, and like I said, I enjoy it. So basically, I play most of the game. It's a good game. I wish they would actually put. Well, they did remaster it technically, but it's on PC in Japan. I wish they would make it so it's over here in America, but we'll see. I played some Doom also, which I played one level. I think it was the third or the fourth. I think it was the third one. I got all the secrets there too. So these levels in Doom are long.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Checkpoints and
That's
stuff.
what I thought I had heard was they're pretty substantial.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, okay, I'm near the end here, and so I gotta get these secrets. Then it's like, oh no, I got a long way to go because I still haven't got. Because once you get to the end of the stage, that's when you can do fast travel.
Okay.
You can't fast travel by the middle. Because one time I thought the thing was broken. I was like, holy crap, why I'm not fast traveling? And I didn't realize you had to wait to the end. And then don't make the mistake of going to the next level, because when you go back to replay the level because you want to get all the secrets or collectibles, you're gonna have to go through the level again and you won't be able to fast travel.
Oh,
which
wow.
I think they need to fix. I wish that was patched in.
That's weird.
Hey, if I
yeah.
complete the level, I could go back and fast travel around now.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to go through the whole level just to get to the end so I can fast travel back to places.
That's really odd.
Yeah. So, but other than that, the game is fun and hectic. And since I think I'm going to try to put this podcast on YouTube, so I might be because I did record video for that game. I recorded a video for that, some of Day of the Tentacle also, and some Avengers. And not Trails though, but I did also record my last game I played. So, and for the Epic Store, they had you get free games, and this week they gave us Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So I downloaded that. It was what's the other game they gave us?
Oh shoot. I
don't even know what it was, but I was only interested in it. Whatever it was, I looked at it and I didn't really care.
Yeah, I think it was it wasn't the Amnesia game, but it was maybe something like that, like a horror kind of walkabout type thing.
Oh yeah, well I definitely I don't want to play that. I played Ghostbusters. Scary enough for me. That's scary enough. But no, I played some Ghostbusters the remastered version. So I played this. I played the original version on the Xbox 360. I enjoyed it, but I hadn't played it in so long. I forgot the game. So I played the remastered. It definitely has that feel of the original movie. I mean, all the actors are speaking their parts. I know people criticize Bill Murray for like, it seemed like he was phoning it in, which, maybe he was, but I don't know. For me, it was good enough. I don't know.
Okay.
I was okay. I was okay with it. I didn't hate it. Like this game, playing this, the look of the game looks okay, but you can tell it's an older game and just cleaned up. And also, the controls aren't great. Like I can say, like I can feel like, man, these controls they definitely could have been tightened up. And it feels really loose with the using the protons, the proton pack, and it feels it just it's like I wish. I mean, I know it's just a remaster. They're trying to get just put out a nice clean version, but even for the original game, I had problems with the controls. It just wasn't that. It wasn't great because I to think of it as Gears. It doesn't feel tight like Gears did. So and plus like dodging out the way. I mean, dodging it's all right, but running, God, I don't like holding the circle button to run. I wish they just let you just hold the left stick, press it down once, and you run. Which I don't know why I didn't just do that. But thing is, even with all that, I still want to play more of the game because I like the story. I like being with his characters and the and some of the commentary they say while you're playing. It's funny. The dialogue they have in there is pretty funny, and plus I think the nostalgia factor. The nostalgia factor is really big for me personally because I grew up with Ghostbusters. This was probably like as far as toys in a series was the first I ever had was Ghostbusters before Ninja Turtles. I watched the movie Ghostbusters 1 like a million times when I was a kid, and I had a lot of toys. I had the car, I had all the men, all the guys. I had monsters and that, and I mean, and then I even had the car. I remember the car where it was a bug, like the Volkswagen Beetle. But then it turns into a monster. Then it turns to a monster, like it transforms. I remember seeing that commercial. I had the slime, like they had the Ghostbusters slime that you could put on. That was cool. Even when the part 2 came out, they had the better car, the Ghostbusters car, and I had that one too. Yeah, I was just so into Ghostbusters. Like it was that and Ninja Turtles. Like at first it was Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles, but there was like a mix because Ghostbusters 2 came out. Ninja Turtles was big. And the Ghostbusters cartoon was out. So I was just, and Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, well, Harold Ramis, I didn't really know his name. I didn't know him, but I knew his face. And God, the guy who played Winston, what's his name? Ernie Hudson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ernie Hudson. This is the first time I've ever seen them. So every time I see them now, it just triggers me. Like, I just think of Ghostbusters. Like, I didn't know Bill Murray before Ghostbusters. I didn't know Dan Aykroyd before then. I mean, I was only born in 85. So I definitely know none of those movies they were in before. But when I saw them, I just think of Ghostbusters. Say, hey, that's the Ghostbusters guy. That's the guy who was in Ghostbusters. So yeah, and this game it really like tickles the nostalgia in me. Like it is very like it feels like that movie, and it feels like that world in that movie. So it's cool. I think they really did a good job with that. I think they really did a good job, and I'm glad they did a remaster of it so people can try it out. And hey, it's free on Epic, so if you got a PC. You can just pick it up, and I think that's it. No, my fault. A friend of mine's has Red Dead 2, and I played it on PC. Red Dead Redemption 2, and so I wanted to see if my PC could play it. I was like, I'm curious because GTA 5 didn't really run that well on my PC.
Yeah.
It's always like, it was stutter, man, especially driving. And I just, man, I hated playing on the PC.
That's a time when our graphics cards were like, not top of the line, but a lot closer to top of the line when that game came out.
Yeah, and still, I was like, man, this thing is not running. I said, I don't know, maybe something's going on, but I just never could get it run great up there.
Yeah.
But Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm thinking like, man, this game probably just going to kill my PC if I try to run it. But let's see what happens. So, but I figured that, I remember you were saying about how it's not a lot of traffic, it's not a lot of things going on because it's out in open wilderness. So you're not in the city, which that's what I thought about when I was installing the game. I was like, yeah, maybe it won't be that bad, but who knows?
Yeah.
And it does run better, but and see, I think it's been, I think the team optimized it a lot better than what they did with Grand Theft Auto 5 also.
Nice.
Because it just runs a whole lot better on my older 970 graphics card.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the settings, I optimized it so they can just, in the GeoForce experience.
Mm-hmm.
And I went and played it, and I don't have much hiccups. Some hiccups happen, but not a lot, not to really kill my enjoyment of the game. So I'm like, okay, and it looks good. It runs smooth. It's probably, I don't know, it's more than 30 frames per second. I know that. It's run really smooth. It looks good, like the detail. So it's not like I have to really kill the graphics that much.
That's
to be like to make it run. That I still see enough. I still see enough detail to know hey, this game looks gorgeous. So I was like, good. Oh, great. This is what I want. 'Cause this is what I want. I wanted to play this game on PC because, as you know, I like to cheat. I like to cheat in my single player games.
Yes.
And plus with this game, where everything takes like forever to do because I want to make it realistic.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I don't have to worry about like my ammo or bullets or now I haven't found the cheat. There is a but a mod so you can whistle for your horse anywhere.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Which maybe I'll do that, but I don't know. I don't know if I care to. Since I got like I can make the speed of the game faster.
Okay.
So
I was gonna say, who have you become, Dominic? My God.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I'll see if I want to put that patch in, but I'll probably still put that patch in. What else? It was another one I wanted. Well, of course, infinite health. So I don't have to worry about dying and start over. But I couldn't find nothing, even in Nexus mod. I had to look some more, like the fast travel anywhere. That's what I want. It's the fast travel anywhere, and I need that. But infinite money and life is and the bullets, and also infinite stamina. I think stamina is a big one, so I can ride my horse faster. I can push it to the limit without it dying on me, like just killing it. And I probably check out some of the other mods they got out there and see what I can do. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm enjoying this game so far, and man, and playing this again, I just see how the acting in this game is just incredible. I mean, they just does such a great job with the story and the actors. It's just all well done. Like the production of this game, it's well done. It's well worth the crunch. It's well worth the crunch, Daniel. I can tell you that. The crunch okay. Yeah, it's like I wouldn't say no crunch is worth it, but. Hey, the effort, you can see the effort though, man, and how much they put into this game. Yes. I mean, the look of it, I mean, I said before. The
veiny throbbingness of the horse penis is much appreciated.
Yes, and the horse pooping. Yeah, it's all great.
Level of detail.
Like, that's just one thing I just wish they wouldn't do. It's got to be a mod for like no horse poop. Or it's probably it's probably just a mod for more horse poop. Mod. It's probably more horse poop. Yeah, it's probably a mod for that. Yeah, or it just poops all the time, man.
Just a constant stream.
Yeah.
Horse diarrhea mod.
Yeah. and it goes like, or it's like, hey, when a horse go faster, just blast off, and all the poop is it just goes.
It's like, what was it, the deer that was in Castle Crashers?
Oh yeah, Castle Crashers. Yeah. All right then, man. So what you been playing?
All right, so I've been playing some more of Spelunky 2, still just failing my way through World 1. I'm starting to think that it might be time for me to start looking into videos and stuff, because honestly, like, that's what got me so invested in Spelunky 1, is watching other people play it and seeing the strategies that worked and stuff like that, and that would help me get further along into the game. I tried to go into 2 kind of blind and just treat it like a kind of a mystery to be solved, and so far that's not necessarily working for me, and it's also not keeping my attention quite as much. So I'm wondering if maybe engaging with it a little more will draw me in a little bit more and get me a little further in, because I think that's part of the problem that I'm having with it, is like, since I'm not progressing past World 1, I don't really have anything to look forward to. So if I can get further into the game, I can, like, the driving force will be me getting back to that far into the game and stuff like that. So I'm still just kind of trucking along with that a little bit, hunting and pecking at it a little bit here and there. So I've been playing that. And I also tried out the Control. They put a streaming version of that out on the Switch. That was news this week. And along with that, they have like a demo basically for you to engage with, so that you can see whether your internet connection is stable enough to give you the performance that you would want to see. And then from there, you can buy that game. I actually think you can't buy it just straight up in the store. I think you have to go through that before you can, which I think is a smart idea, because, you know, you don't want to get stuck buying this thing thinking, oh, I'm getting the game, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, you can only play this when you're online. And, you know, if you don't necessarily have a good internet connection, it's probably not going to run very well.
So wait a minute. So buying the game, is it like buying the game on PC? Like, this would be another way you can play it?
I'm not sure what do you mean.
Like you said you can't just straight up buy the game. I don't know what you
like. In the eShop, I can't just go to Control and say buy a game. I have to download this free launcher that lets you test out your connection.
Oh, okay.
And then through that, it'll take you probably to like a special eShop link or something that's maybe private or something like that.
I wish they would let you, since I wish it was like cross-buy with at least the PC version.
And that's, I'll kind of get into it after I talk about the game a little more, or right now actually. This experience, which was good, it ran well, it looked good. It really makes me wish that these other streaming services were available on the Switch, whether it be specifically in my case, I would want like a GeForce Now, because like you're saying, I buy these games on the PC and I own them on the PC and I can play them on the PC if I want. But if I'm out of town or doing something somewhere else, or if I'm just the type of person that like wants to play while I'm on the bus, I don't know, once we get to maybe 5G speeds, that would be more realistic. Or like, I'm going to take my Switch to work and on my lunch break, I want to play or something like that. Just to be able to boot into the same game I've been playing, the same save file, just being able to cross play, I think would be incredible.
Yeah, exactly.
And even further than that, like a Game Pass streaming, or even a Stadia, if that's kind of what you're into, or as Amazon Luna launches, something like that. I would love to see any number of these services appear on there. But like a GeForce Now for me would be like top notch, because it's like, oh, if I'm buying these games already.
Facebook trying to do streaming, right?
Yeah, I think they did say something about that too. Because I mean, everybody at this point is going to try and get into this, right? Especially
we're getting into it. We're going to have SUPAPod streaming.
Exactly. already there. Got the backbone in place. But to go back to the game, like, I think it's a time thing because the first time I went through, they give you an option to choose between like a performance mode and a graphics mode. I chose the graphics mode just to see how well it was going to run, how good it was going to look, because this is a game that on PC, if you have an RTX card, uses all the ray tracing stuff and all the top end stuff. Like, this is one of the best looking games out right now as far as from what I've seen, not only just because of that stuff, but also like the art design in this game just seems to be incredible from everything that I've seen.
Oh yeah.
And it seemed fine. It looked good. And the performance was pretty solid. It felt a little slow in places, like, I don't want to say laggy necessarily, but there was definitely just a little bit of sludge to it, like sluggishness. But completely playable. I just got up to the part at the very beginning where you're entering the director's office, and then it booted me back to the thing saying like, hey, do you want to buy this now or do you want to go back to the menu? And then I played the performance mode, and that didn't feel, I didn't get the feeling of sluggishness out of that. And I also didn't really notice much difference in the graphics. Now, that was me going, back to back, playing them right in a row, but it's not me seeing them side by side. So I couldn't tell you like, oh, maybe your hair looks slightly better in this one or something like that. But it seemed perfectly acceptable. And since I had already done that stuff, I just sprinted my entire way through that beginning section instead of kind of walking around the different offices and checking paperwork and stuff like that. So I got further. I actually got the gun and got into the world where I could start shooting some stuff. And that all felt fine on the Switch. This isn't a game, like, even though I see it running well on there, I wouldn't necessarily pick this up on the Switch because it's more of a narrative driven thing. And I told you before, like, most of the time I'm playing my Switch, I don't play with the sound on even. So simplistic games are the ones that I tend to like to play on there because I don't, not listening to anything.
Yeah, that's how I feel. You see, yeah, that's why, like, when people say, like, man, I wish something was on the Switch, some games, I mean, I don't mind it being on the Switch, like, because if that's the way you want to play, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, put everything up there. Just like, I don't know if I will want to buy it on the Switch, like certain games.
I mean, even that's like the problem for me. Yeah. And like BioShock, like I'm glad that's on there, and part of me wants to buy it on there just because I like BioShock so much. And it kind of makes sense because I've played it a couple of times before, so it's not like I'm necessarily missing out on the experience. Like, I know what that experience was, and I can turn the sound on if I want to or whatever. But if I just want to jump into that world and try it out, but at the same time, like picking up Skyrim for the Switch, where I've played a little bit of Skyrim, but I haven't invested a lot of time in Skyrim, I bounced off of it pretty quickly, despite thinking like, oh, I can just pick up and play this, because I'm not engaging with it in the same way that I would with a PC version. And that was kind of the problem with that.
I think, see, with Skyrim, for me, yeah, that's how I felt too. But you know what? I feel like it has to be, if there was like cross save with Skyrim, I think I can do that, because I would probably do a lot of story stuff, the story missions in Skyrim, or quests, I guess, on the PC. But if I'm just going around just trying to search for things or level up, I mean, you don't really level up, but I mean, you do level up, but you don't really try to be, like, trying to keep fighting enemies. Like, I gotta get stronger.
Yeah. But
if I just want to explore, like, I just want to go around exploring, I could do that on the Switch.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I wish if there was a thing where I could just cross save, or I guess you just have to dock your Switch. Maybe you have to dock your Switch and then just play it like that. But then at that point, it's, man, we got PCs that can play it, and the game looks a whole lot fucking better.
Yeah.
So, like, so why would I do that? I wish it was cross save. If there was cross saves, man, that would be awesome if they can do that.
Yeah, like the Switch, like the Witcher, I could see that similar kind of thing, like doing the quests on the PC and then going to my Switch, kind of checking out the world, exploring, getting a feel for things.
Yeah, maybe I'm just like, I'm just going out here and just killing this monster. It's not really a lot of talking. I can just do that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's what it would have to be. Though on a PC, I know it's going to be, that would be an issue because, well, if you just got the basic game, that shouldn't be an issue. But if you got mods, that would be the issue because it's like, the Switch version doesn't support that stuff. So that would be, it can't work. You can't do it. But at least you'll know. But that's why we need, like you say, what they do with Control is with using a server or streaming or stream it.
Yeah. Even if it was like the power of my own PC, that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Obviously, as I get further out and like need to upgrade my computer for it to run at higher settings, like I would prefer maybe dumping that onto an NVIDIA server or a Google servers who can make this game look a lot better. But at the same time, just having that option is pretty cool. Like they're doing with the Xbox streaming stuff. Like I can play it from their server, which is probably running an Xbox Series X or an Xbox One X or something that's better than my base Xbox. Or I can just stream from my console if I want to.
Yeah. I mean, so it's cool that he's got this option. And we're going to be talking about more these other games that are doing this. Well, we already know about the before, but the Assassin's Creed. Wasn't Assassin's Creed that was doing this?
Yeah, they did Odyssey and they did Resident Evil 7, which I always thought was cool. They only did them in Japan, though.
Yeah.
And I always wondered why they never brought them over here. Because that's really neat. It's a cool way to keep parity for a system like the Switch as we move into the next generation. And we'll see next year if there's a Switch Pro. But even then, that's not going to be as powerful as an Xbox Series X or a PS5. But you can have computer servers somewhere that are just as powerful or more powerful running that stuff and just beaming the video to my system. And then I can play these AAA titles basically with no, I guess, what am I trying to say? Like no limitations based on the power of the Switch, wherever I want, whether it's, docking it at home and playing it over my Ethernet connection or going around the world on my 5G connection, giving me COVID or whatever. So we'll see how this stuff evolves. I mean, like, it was disappointing seeing like kind of the backlash against the GeForce stuff because it was like, hey, we're coming out of beta. We've got all these games that you own and we'll let you play. And then developers saying like, no, you can play it on your PC, but you can't play it on their PC, even though you own the game. And I know there are complicated issues there with licensing and whatnot. But really, part of me is like, the developer is not going, oh, well, you just bought a new Radeon graphics card. Like, how come you can still play my copy without relicensing it or whatever, right? Like, there's some level of that. And I get it. Like, I think part of it is that NVIDIA is making money off of it, right? Or like, I'm paying NVIDIA to give me this hardware to run this stuff on their thing, and they're selling their product based on the games that are available. But at the same time, like, isn't that just kind of how this stuff works? Like, I'm giving NVIDIA money to get a new graphics card that allows me to play these games better. And I don't know. It just, I guess not being on the developer side of things, like I'm having a hard time trying to justify what they're saying because I'm on the consumer side of things.
Is it the developers or the publishers?
The publishers. Probably publishers more than anything, but I think it might be a little of both.
It might be both, yeah. I mean, I guess in some senses they're kind of. I mean, it all depends on the game. They're somewhat the same.
Mm-hmm. But to me, GeForce Now is pretty consumer friendly, and I don't like the pushback against that, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is. It is probably the most consumer friendly of all these streaming services.
Yeah,
right as of right now. The next one would probably be what, Xbox One. the
Yeah,
xCloud?
I would say they're up there because basically they're doing kind of the same thing with the addition of the Game Pass stuff. But
Yeah.
well, as they evolve more, like once you start to see them doing the stuff like streaming from your console, which I don't think is fully implemented yet. But at that point, you're buying a game that you own and can play elsewhere, but you can also stream it. I think that's the disconnect with Stadia is like, I'm buying that game to stream, and if I lose the ability to stream that game, I can't play it anymore. Whereas a GeForce Now, if I have the computer hardware, I can still play that game, or the Xbox, if I have the Xbox hardware, I can still play that game.
Yeah, with the xCloud, what is the holdup with them coming on PC?
That's a good question because, I mean, like, you can do the console stuff now. I mean, you can do the console stuff for what feels like forever now because that's how I was playing Red Dead 2 for a while there. And that's if you're on the same network. I don't think you can do it over the internet. I can't help but wonder if it's just like them trying to push. Well, you're not really gaining anything by it. And
are they now? Can you play it on their Surface?
That's a good question.
The newest Microsoft Surface.
I want to say no.
I think it's last time I checked, it was months ago though. It was no. I just didn't hear anything recently.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, are they still doing like the Windows RT ones or whatever? Because like the full blown Windows one, I would imagine. Unless they're doing some...
I just find it weird that they don't even have it up there either. Like, because that's like, what if I'm a Microsoft guy and I got the tablet, it's a Surface though. I can't even do it up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, because I feel like I've heard people talk about trying to like emulate, because there's a program called BlueStack that lets you emulate Android stuff. But I think I've heard people say that they couldn't really get it running over that either. Because I'd be interested to see how that works, because then you can hook it up to Ethernet connection and stuff like that. I mean, I guess you can probably get a USB to Ethernet adapter for your phone, but like at that point, like what are we even doing here? Like you've got a 5, maybe 6, 7-inch phone screen, and then you've got a fucking Ethernet dongle coming off of it just to play these games at a decent speed. It seems a little absurd.
All right. I guess that is it for what we've been playing. So I guess we'll take a quick break. And when we get back, we'll get to the Flashback segment.
All right.
And we're back. Now we're flashback into November 2010. So we're in a new month now. And only got a couple things to say in this flashback segment, because since we finished off last month with all the games of October, there was only one game that it was any of note to say in 2010, and that was in November 1st was PokePark Wii Pikachu's Adventure was released. It seemed like this is a Pokemon spin-off where you play as Pikachu in this PokePark, and you interact with these other Pokemon and do these mini games. All these different type of games on the Wii, use a Wii remote, doing crazy stuff.
The Pokemon we all wanted.
Yeah, I think it got like a Metacritic rating. Was it like in the 60s or something? I think I saw.
That would not at all surprise me.
Yeah,
doesn't look particularly great. Yeah, it's
got a
62.
1 out of 5 on Walmart.com. I don't know what that. To see that, that's a like user review probably. But yeah, well, Metacritic 62. Yeah, 62. So yeah, probably like a mediocre game. So I mean, yeah, that's what you seem like. Looking at this game, you kind of expect that.
I feel like it sold pretty well from my very limited knowledge of working at Target at the time.
Okay.
Stocked a lot of these, Dominic.
Based on the comments of that video you showed me of it, it looks like the that monkey Pokemon. What Pokemon is that called? The monkey with the 2 tail hands.
Yeah,
like it looked like he was flinging poop at Pikachu.
That's what I'm saying. It definitely looks like that, doesn't it?
I don't know. They're gonna say no. He digged up dirt and he threw it at him.
Ambipom, because he's got palms as hands. I don't know.
But see, this is one of those games
He
that was so
also doesn't
frustrating.
have hands, Dominic. I'm just
Yeah, he doesn't
realizing
have
that. He's got stubs for... That's weird. I don't like anything about this Pokemon. I don't
the tail is just like the tail is the sand. That's what they're trying to do here. That's
I don't
weird.
like this at all. That's
But
I
it's
never
so
realized
frustrating with these type of games because it always gives you like, oh look, a nice 3D world, but you don't want to make it just a Pokemon game.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we finally got. It took us till the Switch to get like a fully realized console Pokemon game.
Yep.
So I mean, yeah, it did have the last two on the 3DS were 3D, but it's like until it was till the Switch though that we had a fully realized console Pokemon game. God damn!
Unless you count that GameCube game, the Gust of something or other, where you drive around on a motorcycle.
I don't remember that.
Wasn't fully realized. What was that one called? Game. The Gale of Darkness.
Gale of Darkness. I gotta look that up.
It had Lugia on the front or whatever his name is.
Like what did you do in that one?
I think you like traveled around and collected Pokemon and fought trainers, but it was like a limited kind of thing. It wasn't as open world and Pokemon-esque.
Oh, okay.
But at the time, it was the closest thing you got. Because, like, Pokemon Stadium came out, and you're like, finally, Pokemon, I can see them fighting 3D. And then they couldn't do anything because it was just that and mini-games. It's like, you can fight, you can play mini-games. That's it.
Yeah, Pokemon Snap, where you was just in, like, a rail shooter, but you're taking pictures.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, they were fine games. They were fine games. It's just that,
It's not what we wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could have put that all in one game, like in one world. Pokemon Snap could be part of just the Pokemon game. The stadium part is when you fight. This is when you fight.
But instead, we're gonna piece it out, so you have to buy all of them, Dominic. You know what they're doing.
All right, so flashing back 20 years now, and there is no games of note that came out 20 years ago on this week. I mean, like I said, I already covered October, so as of November 1st, there's nothing. But there is 25 years ago, though. We have the Akira Company Limited, or Corporation, I don't know, I guess Company, Limited, was established in 1995. Now, I said Akira, I'm sorry. Arika. I already phrased that. Arika Company was established in 1995. Now, you might know them from the most recent game, Mario 35.
Oh, shit, okay.
They made that game. So, yeah, they were formed 25 years ago, but they also made other games. Yeah, they made Tetris 99 also. I mean, those are the same guys.
Makes sense. Yeah.
They did Dr. Mario Miracle Cure.
Is that the one for the phones or whatever, maybe?
I believe so. Well, actually, let me see. No, 3DS.
Oh, okay. Don't remember one coming out on 3DS.
They had a Dr. Luigi.
I remember that, I think.
Yeah, that was a Nintendo eShop.
Yeah.
They had Tekken 3D Prime Edition. They did some fighting games. They did some fighting games. There were some fighting games, too.
Oh, my goodness. I forgot there was a Tekken for the 3DS.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, their earliest games. It's funny. They were formed then, but I guess these are just the recent games. I wonder what they did around 95, because the most recent game I see right here is 2000. Tetris, the Absolute, the Grandmaster, too.
Yeah, I'm saying 96, they did Street Fighter EX.
Okay, so this I see. I had to click the button to go further. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, maybe they just...
Yeah, they did Street Fighter EX. Okay, for the arcade.
Yeah.
Bushido Blade. They worked on Bushido Blade also.
Oh, shit. Okay.
But they
Time to bring it back. Bushido Blade 35, Dominic.
I wonder what did they do on Bushido Blade, though. I don't... Because this is the developer was Lightweight.
Maybe they helped out with like poured work or something like that. Maybe they're one of those kind of studios.
Oh, nah, they said develop for those other games I said. They were actual developers. But I don't know for these. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they've been around for a while and they're still making games.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, yeah.
Good for them. It's always nice when you hear about game companies that are still around after all these years, since you typically always just hear about the ones that are bought up by EA and shut down like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Oh, they did Kid Icarus for the 3DS.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
okay.
Wait a minute. Which Kid Icarus? I clicked on it. They showed me the old damn logo. They ain't show me the new one. It's gotta be the new one. Like, I think that's just gotta be a fuck, yeah. All right. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty much a short flashback segment. But actually, no, because we got a new month. You know, every month I want to show off, talk about the video game covers that came out for that month. Like, what was the media talking about this month? What was the big story? So here we go. We're going to start with 2010. We got November 2010, Nintendo Power. It have a lot of games. 25 years of Nintendo. It was the 25th anniversary then. So that means it's the 35th anniversary then. Right? That means, so it's been 35 years of Nintendo? Oh, shit.
Didn't say, the NES, because that was, that's
well,
like
that's
Mario
what I mean. The
35.
NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System. I'm sorry. I'm used to calling NES just Nintendo. That's just what I always called it. And then there was Super Nintendo, and then, it was like that. So, yeah, they have 25 years of Nintendo. They have Zelda, all these sprites, Mega Man. I see Ninja Gaiden, or however you pronounce it. Kirby. Some of these guys, I don't know what they are. I think that is Double Dragon right here. And I think that's Little Mac. The pink jumpsuit. Ninja Turtle. Oh, yeah, Ninja Turtles. Yes. Oh, look, they got Battletoads, too. They should have put the Battletoad next to Ninja Turtles. That's Contra. That's, what's the bike game called?
Excitebike.
Excitebike, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Princess, what's her name? Daisy? Is that Daisy? Or it's not Peach, right? Because Peach wasn't,
Daisy's
she has blonde hair.
With the brown hair, yeah.
So it's Daisy, right? That's gotta be.
Yeah, that's the one. Yellow dress, brown hair.
Well, it's just brown hair, pink dress.
Oh, weird. I don't like that at all.
There's Toad.
No, that's I guess Princess Toadstool or Peach from Mario 2. I'm seeing it now. Yeah, she had brown hair back then. She had a dye job.
So she's not a natural blonde.
No, she dyed it brown. She's a natural blonde.
Well, I don't think so. I don't think she
reversed
it. Why would
you
reverse
dare question why would you go brown?
Hell no.
Because sometimes it looks good, blonde.
I think that's one of the guys. I think he's the one with the green suit. Well, it's a couple of them. Well, one of them was Metal Gear, I believe. And
yeah, that's Luigi right there.
No, not him. But is that the Bionic Man?
That's what I was thinking. Bionic Commando next to Samus.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Who's that? Who's next to Samus?
I don't know. With the purple sprite.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that a Final Fantasy character?
It doesn't look like it.
Is that next to Kirby? Is that Castlevania?
Yeah, it's one of the Belmont people or something.
Belmonts, I guess. Damn, what's that game called? What's the plane called next to the Double Dragon?
Oh, I don't know.
Spaceship. Early Star Fox.
It's early Star Fox.
What's the guy next to that ship?
I don't know. He looks like he's the same kind of art design as that purple lady, though. Of
course, you got the duck for Dog Hunt. Even though they should have had the dog. And who's this guy? He looked like a guy from Maniac Mansion or something. Next to
yeah, I was
Metal
looking
Gear.
at him. Yeah, like Thimbleweed Park over here.
But yeah, it's a cool cover. It's a cool cover. I like it. Oh, they have DuckTales too. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, they got the Final Fantasy guy because they got that.
The mage.
Mage. But yeah, also they said they have Kirby's Epic Yarn, Sonic Colors.
Ooh.
One of those underrated Sonic games. WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2011. I know one of your favorite wrestling games. Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. And Pokemon Ranger
Ranger.
Guardian Signs. All right, so what other covers we got here? We got Electronic Gaming Monthly November. We got Dead Space 2 exclusive info. No secret. I said no. New secrets revealed. Also, they talked about Inside the Mind Behind Resistance 3, one-on-one with Ted Price.
Hey, Ted Price.
Also, new previews: Brink, Dragon Age 2, Gran Turismo 5, BioShock Infinite, Ratchet and Clank. Also, first look at Undead Labs Zombie MMO. And 10 must-play classics for your PS3.
Undead Labs Zombie MMO, is that what became whatchamacallit? The Xbox game that you play, the zombie one.
Oh, State of Decay?
Yeah. Isn't that Undead Labs?
Yeah, but let me see what's the
Yeah, it's Undead
Zombie.
Labs.
Zombie MMO, though. It says temporary title is a game that would enable players to play one of a few survivors in a world or outbreak, a mysterious epidemic takes.
That's got to be what became State of Decay.
Yeah, because I don't know any other game. That's crazy. Why Undead Labs abandoned the State of Decay MMO? There's an article in 2016
Everybody
about
plays
that.
MMOs, that's why.
But yeah, shucks. Now I lost where. Oh, here was that. Oh, I think that was it. Oh, it says enter a chance to win an Apple iPad. So there you go. You can win whatever generation that is.
Make sure you do that, Dominic.
All right. So what else we got? Oh, wait, what's on the top? EGM takes aim at Call of Duty Black Ops. Okay. Oh, darn. So it's been
Trying to trash
it's
talk,
been 10 years since Black Ops, and now we're getting Black Ops. What is it? 4, 5?
Yeah.
What is this? Cold War.
It's 4, right? Yeah, just Cold War, but it's 4, right?
Okay, no. It's 5. We had 4.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we had 4. Black Ops 4. It's
Oh
the
my
one that was
God.
just multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Black Ops 4 was the one that was just multiplayer.
Forgot that they did just a multiplayer one. Video games have been weird, Dominic.
Yeah.
Generation has been weird.
All right. So what we got here? I got Game Pro 2010 as Call of Duty Black Ops on the front. Fall game preview, 40 pages. Also,
That's why they
games.
took shots at them, because they had the exclusive. They were like, we're not going to talk about that fucking game.
Also, Def Jam Rap Star
Oh, yeah.
featuring Kanye West.
Oh, no.
Also, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. He was good back then.
Oh, yeah, that's true. He was.
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Halo Reach exclusive. All right, so what else we got here? We got PC Gamer 2010. Oh, look at this. This is nice. This is, what is this guy? Bismarck? I think it's Bismarck punching... Oops, that's my phone. That's Bismarck punching George Washington in the face for Civilization 5.
How dare them?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Washington ain't your bitch.
So yeah, Civilization 5 on the cover. Great battles, epic wonders, winner takes all. World exclusive review. Also, Dragon Age 2, shocking, our hands-on report. League of Legends, why it's our favorite free game. Oh, look at that, League of Legends. And BioShock Infinite, Aerial Cities, Telekinetic Dames. Wow.
The Dames.
Also, you get a free poster inside of Patrician and Disciples 3. This. It's also the world's #1 PC games magazine.
Thank God. I was concerned that this month they were not going to be.
Okay, official Xbox has on their cover Fable 3. Hail to the King, baby. That's what it says. Also, Halo Reach, Conquer the Campaign, Dominate the Multiplayer review. Call of Duty Black Ops, new perks and maps. We played it all. The Force Unleashed 2, Fallout New Vegas. And what's next for BioShock? Turn to page 14.
Ooh. Quickly.
What we got here? Nope, that's too old. I feel like I got another 2010 here. All right, and Game Informer has, this nice. That's a nice cover. Resistance 3.
I think I remember that one.
Yeah, and then also the Last Guardian exclusive screens. Man, they don't know. Like, it still won't be coming soon. It still won't. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, 10 Things You Need to Know. It says, Resistance 3, a bold new beginning in humanity's struggle for survival. Do they ever win?
No. We lost in the end.
Darn, that's a series. You know what? As much as I didn't really enjoy it, the first one, I kind of just want to complete it just to know the story about how it. I mean, it's like this was Insomniac.
The first one,
like,
that was like
that was
I want
a
to finish
struggle.
this because it's Insomniac, and then the second and third, like people praised so much, and I'm playing the demo and feeling like, this feels a lot better than that first game.
It did, because that first one was a struggle. I struggled.
Yeah.
I just got maybe halfway. All right, so now we're going back 20 years. So look at the covers of 20 years ago. We have what is this, a band? It's PC Gamer has Meet the Game Gods. Listen in as 10 smart young game creators discuss their games, the industry, and you. Oh, I guess what they are. Also, it has 12 huge reviews. Homeworld, Cataclysm, Sanity, The Sims Living Large, and Grand Prix 3. Or Grand Prix 3, I should say. 10 previews, including, what is this? Q3? Quake 3. This 3 Exile. Also, what is this? American McGee Alice. Oh, this is the names of the people who are on the front of this magazine. LR, American McGee Alice, Stevie Case, Day Katana, Alex Garten from Sigma, Cliff Blazinski. Oh, that's Cliff. Wait a minute, which one's Cliff? Which was Cliffy B? Unreal Tournament. Wait a minute. Are these them? Are they showing us them? Because who is these guys? I don't know who the hell these guys on the front then. Maybe one of them is him. I just can't tell. Oh, you know what?
There's Cliffy B. He's on the right hand side.
So that's Cliffy. That is Cliffy B. All right.
Yeah. In his fucking Matrix ass attire.
Look at his. Yeah. Look at him.
All of them. Just, what are you guys even wearing?
Well, also, what else? You got Heavy Metal Fact 2, AOE 2, The Conquerors, and 12 great games found in the bargain bin.
Now I need to know what those 12 great games are. There used to be a magazine called PC Accelerator, Games, Girls, and Gadgets.
I gotta start looking at that one now.
It was a different time, Dominic. Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
But
15 reviews, sex cams exposed, polygons on strike, and beer.
What?
It's a cover from 2000.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It really does.
Yeah, that's just how it was back then. Oh, but here's the next magazine I got here is the PlayStation unofficial magazine. It's
Unofficial.
the 100% independent. And it's the number one unofficial PlayStation magazine.
I always like the unofficial magazines better. They told you all the good stuff.
Yeah. They got Laura Croft, but she's wearing a skin tight latex
She
suit.
is wearing a nipple tight outfit.
Oh God! See, I didn't even notice that.
How
I was going to say this is actually
my eye got poked out. This is actually
I was
toned
gonna say
down.
this is yeah. I was like from last month's one, but I was
that's
like,
true.
damn.
That was a little
God.
much last time.
She looks more like the Perfect Dark, like a Perfect Dark outfit than like a Laura Croft.
Yeah.
Like this is like Spelunky. This is more like a secret agent. But this is Laura does PS2.
Yeah, she does.
Exclusive first look. Plus new info on Tomb Raider Chronicles and the movie. Oh yeah, you ready for that movie, Daniel?
Always.
Game of the month, SSX, the big PlayStation 2 game at launch. Oh yeah, that deserved it. That was probably, I gotta say, that's probably the best game for the PlayStation launch of all the launch games. Was that one? First PS2 reviews, we scored Tekken, Madden, SSX, Ridge Racer, and more. 30 PS2 games inside, including Metal Gear 2, The Bouncer, and Dead or Alive 2. They forgot to put Metal Gear Solid. It's not Metal Gear 2. Hot for PS1, SmackDown 2, Tony Hawk 2, Driver 2. All right, so what other cover I got here? I got Game Pro 2000. This is just a mess. Good God, there's a lot of stuff up here. Yeah, you got... This is all about PlayStation 2, because this is when the PlayStation 2 launched, people. 20 years. You got Ditto Live 2. You got SSX. EA Big. That's when EA Big was making games. They had like a whole subsidiary of like extreme games.
Mm-hmm. I miss those
You had
games.
Unreal Tournament for the PlayStation 2. You had The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask for the N64. You got Game Busting. Oh, there's Strategy Gods. Also up top, they show Madden for PlayStation 2, Dynasty Warriors 2, Tekken Tag. What else we got? NHL 2001, Kessen, X Squad, Silent Scope, Street Fighter EX3, Ridge Racer 5, Eternal Ring, Vicky's Adventures. I don't know what the hell that is. I never heard of that. Over 110 games inside. Dino Crisis 2, Final Fantasy 9, Medal of Honor, Underground, The World Is Not Enough, San Francisco Rush 2049, Demolition Racer, Noah Ezik. So I got an official PlayStation Magazine 2000. And it's just the PlayStation PS2 logo, blue cover. I remember this magazine. That's all it is. It's like, it's very tamed because I guess, this is the official magazine. It's like, yep.
We're here now.
Yeah. Also, they got exclusive demo disc, Metal Gear Solid 2. Wait a minute. Nah, that wasn't playable. That must have been just a movie, a trailer. Crash Bash, Driver 2, Final Fantasy 9, Spyro, Year of the Dragon. You know what? Nah. These were not the things. See, they know they got you. Those are just what's in the magazine. And it just says exclusive demo disc. And then they put that beside it to make it look like those are on a demo disc, but it's not. These are just articles that's inside the magazine. That's fucked up. That's fucked. You got probably a lot of people be thinking like, holy shit, they got demos of these games. But actually, you know what? Maybe you wouldn't, because I'm looking at this on eBay because I couldn't. So it's out of the package. So if it was in the package, maybe the demo they would have told you was on a demo disc. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but it's a little misleading from this view. Let me go. I didn't do Nintendo. Oh, darn! I didn't do Nintendo. I'll have to get that. But Game Informer, same thing. PlayStation 2 on the cover. Yeah. Nintendo, PlayStation 2 is on the cover. I said Nintendo because I'm reading Nintendo while I'm looking at it. Okay,
I remember
start again.
this one. Just being like, look at that sexy PS2.
I remember seeing it because going to GameStop and seeing this magazine. Yeah, say PlayStation 2 is here, but is it everything Sony promised? Got the PlayStation 2 report
card. And that's why I didn't care. I just cared about the exclusive Nintendo GameCube coverage at the top.
I know how they put that up there. It's like, come on, man. This is PlayStation's moment. You get that shit out of here. But
and the Game Boy Advance.
I know. Nintendo unveils its newest handheld wonder at Space World 2000. Yeah, Game Boy Advance.
I always wanted the white one with the orange buttons that they showed off at Space World that they never released. I just thought it looked so cool.
I mean, I was interested in Game Boy Advance because I was like, it's finally here. A game like with full color, like real color. Mm-hmm. Yep. But did it have backlight, did it?
Nope.
And see, I thought it did. And then I learned later on when I looked in the store to play it, I was like, this doesn't have backlight.
Yeah.
I said they can all go to hell. But no. Tony Hawk 2 Strategy, League of Extraordinary Gamers. You have to see it to believe it. Okay. The Truth Hurts. GI reviews over 40 titles, including Baldur's Gate 2, Medal of Honor Underground, Spyro the Year of the Dragon, and Zelda Majora's Mask and Spawn. I'm gonna guess Spawn didn't get reviewed that well, but I always like the PlayStation, like this picture up here, or the PlayStation 2 with the disc showing the disc is always said like, why they got upside down?
Yep.
Like they could show you a specific game. All right.
Didn't want to do favoritism, Dominic.
Yeah. So, Hey You Pikachu was on the Nintendo Power 2000 November.
Yeah.
And did you have this?
Did I have that magazine or did I have Hey You Pikachu?
Hey You Pikachu.
No.
Okay.
I think by that time I was like, this looks stupid, but secretly wanted it at the same time.
Yeah, this is where you can speak to the Pikachu on like a mic and it does things.
Yeah.
That's what it was, right?
It was basically like, if I recall correctly,
C-Man?
it was basically Seaman, but with Pikachu.
Okay. Yeah,
there was that Hey You Pikachu Nintendo 64 where like the power button was his foot.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what you basically did. You told it to do things. It wasn't like a actual game. It's more of a like a what's it called? The Gigapets or something like that. Those
yeah,
like you take care of it.
Digimons.
Yeah.
Tamagotchis.
Also, it has Mickey Speedway USA. Look at that. Another game that's just better than Mario Kart.
How dare you?
And this wasn't even. This is Mickey. Yeah, this is where actual Mickey Mouse. This wasn't the with the off-brand characters. I forgot what that was called. Like, but also it's the Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, of course. Disney's Donald Duck Going Crackers and Miss Pac-Man Maze Madness. Also RPGs on Game Boy Color, Pokemon Gold and Silver versions, and Harvest Moon 2. An exclusive Indy and Naboo. Oh, that must be Indiana Jones and Star Wars.
Yep. Indiana Jones meets Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. Yep, and that is it. So I guess we'll take a quick break, and when we get back, we get into the gaming news.
All right.
And we're back. So let's get into the gaming news. What we got, Dan?
All right, Dominic, first up, we got some news out of Nintendo. Hyrule Warriors: The Age of Calamity now has a demo on the eShop. I want to mention that because I figured you would be excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
I also am interested to check it out as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely probably check it out this week because this is probably my most anticipated game right now for that system.
Nice.
Like, cause since I don't know anything else is coming out for it.
Yeah, it is crazy that like we don't have anything like on the horizon for them, and with the COVID stuff, like honestly, I don't know how far out everything that they might be working on is going to be.
Exactly. So, yeah, this is I mean, Pokemon. I guess the see for the, well, like the expansion, I should say.
Yeah.
For
The
that.
second one's still upcoming. The first one just came out like a week or two ago, I think.
Yeah. I mean, that's their big. I'm just saying that's for holiday games. I guess that's
Yeah.
the biggest things. Is that and this
Mario Kart on tour or whatever that guy
Oh,
that came out last week was.
Oh, that's the
The real
racing
life
car
thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So. Yeah, because no surprises came for like, hey, so yeah, does anything come out in December? Usually they have a game in December. Sometimes, Nintendo does.
When does Hyrule Warriors come out?
Oh well, I thought it was November, but if it's December,
I don't remember.
But man, for that to be that's their biggest one. I mean, that's big for me. But
Yeah.
yes, it's like, man, the Nintendo this year. I mean, they had Animal Crossing.
The old Fire Emblem, that's their biggest game.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that. Did we talk about that last week?
Yeah, we talked about that last
Oh,
week.
we did? Damn. It felt like it was more recent for some reason. Yeah, that's a big game. But like Animal Crossing, I mean, so far Nintendo this year, they had Animal Crossing, which is huge. I mean, that's huge. And I'm trying to think, what was another big release this year for Nintendo? I mean, the Mario, I guess, the Mario 3D All Stars. But that was, yes, that is a big deal. Even though it's kind of a disappointing how it's packaged. I mean, those are three great games, but you feel like you would have done more. Nintendo would have done more to remaster it. Like, it was more of a repackage or re-release than a remaster.
Yeah, especially for their 35th anniversary. Just, go all out with it.
Yeah, so that was a little disappointing. Even that should be a whole lot. I mean, it's big just because it's Mario, but it could have been so much better. Like, it could have been so much better how that was released and how they really fixed it up, like made it look better. The controls were great. I guess we're getting to more news on that too about them actually putting a patch in for that. But yeah, I'm trying to think another big release for the Switch this year. I think it's been really just a quiet year overall. I mean, I don't know how much can you blame COVID? Because I'm thinking, I mean, I don't know. Maybe because you know how Nintendo is with Directs. They surprise us. Was that supposed to be a surprise to come out this year? But it got pushed back in development. And they just said, hey, we just don't say nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, there was only one game really to release that year. And that's if you're into that type. Because see, I'm not. I'm not into Animal Crossing. Mm-hmm. Like I have Stardew Valley will cover me for that type of game. So it's been a quiet year. I mean, as far as first party goes, it's been a very quiet year. But like, yeah. So like, what about you? What you think of this year for the Switch?
It's definitely been. I mean, I've still picked up quite a bit of things on the Switch, and obviously more than I can even play, as is typical for myself. But yeah, first party stuff, there hasn't been a lot, and I kind of expected there maybe to be more surprises along the way, and we didn't really get that. I mean, I'm still satisfied with the Switch. I mean, because you get all those like smaller indie games like that and things like that. Now, give me Spelunky 2 on the Switch and we'd be talking, but Metroid, I'm still waiting for that to come out eventually, and it seems like that's further and further off the every time we talk about it. So I wonder when we'll actually see that, especially now with all this COVID stuff delaying games. But yeah, I mean, Nintendo's kind of held it together this year, but that's basically been about it. It just nothing to really blow my skirt up, if you will.
Yeah, I don't want to see your skirt blown up anyway, though.
Don't knock until you try it, Dominic.
Stay away from those air vents.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at the list here. Like, we got Brain Training, which didn't even come over here. Got Tokyo Mirage Sessions. That's nothing for me. Mystery Dungeon, Pokemon, Animal Crossing. Good job. That was cute, and I never got around to buying that, but one of these days I probably will. Xenoblade
Pokemon
Chronicles.
Mystery Dungeon. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. But that was just a redoing of the DS one or whatever.
Well, at least they did work on it, unlike the Mario games.
That's true. Clubhouse Games, which, I mean, that looked cute, but whatever. Jump Rope Challenge. I'm not sure why they got SpongeBob SquarePants on here. I don't think that has anything to do with Nintendo, but okay.
Was that the
Paper
Bikini
Mario.
Bottom
Now,
one?
What's that?
Was that the Bikini Bottom remake?
Bikini Bottom rehydrated, yeah. Yeah, Paper Mario, the Origami King. I mean, that's the one for me.
That's right. Never mind. That's well, at least two big titles.
Yeah. Even then, I mean, once that came out, like, nobody was really talking about it after that. Like, it got
really
some
quiet.
good buzz, but it kind of came out of nowhere and then faded off into obscurity pretty quickly. So, that's why I wanted to look something up, because I was like, I feel like there was at least something else, and we didn't mention that one. Yeah. So that to me is the one, like, if I see it on sale on the eShop one day, I would like to pick up and play that game, because that looks like a lot of fun with that unique battle system with the rings and stuff like that. It sounds almost like it's more of a puzzle-y game than it is any sort of like combat or whatever. And then, of course, you have, like we've been talking about, the Mario Collection, Pikmin 3 Deluxe Edition, which just came out. Yeah, that just
came out. So technically, that's the big release, but that's just a re-release, I mean, not re-release, absolutely. But it's remastered of.
I mean, their big three for this year. I guess you could maybe throw Xenoblade in there too, but that's a definitive edition, so that's another kind of re-release thing. It's Animal Crossing, it's Paper Mario, and it's Hyrule Warriors, which, like you said, it's a big game for you, but I don't know that that's necessarily a big game for a lot of people. But that really is their holiday season game, so it feels like they're kind of banking on it quite a bit this year. We'll see. Let's see how it treats them, Dominic. It'll sell more than Animal Crossing, and we'll all be impressed. And then they'll never make a regular Zelda game ever again.
Yep. I say, fuck that open world Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Fuck me getting tired climbing the mountain or running.
I hope they add that to this game just to make you sad.
Oh
like, you can only swing your sword so many times.
Well, you evil son of a bitch. You evil son of a bitch.
I just like to see the world burn down.
That's like me on election day.
Exactly. You find that entertaining as our democracy burns down, and I find your video games burning down. Yeah, kind of staying on with the Nintendo news. You mentioned it. The Super Mario Collection is getting an update to add inverted camera controls into 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, which I think Mario Sunshine, that used to be the default in that game. Like, that used to be the only option. So it was good that they added the regular controls. Yeah, I called them regular because inverted people are weird. But they also didn't give you the option to play it the way the game originally played, which, may just throw some people off. So it's good that they at least are adding that much, since, obviously they didn't do a lot of work to these games, but it was nice enough to at least allow them to, get this shit back together.
I wish to just give you, like, control options in general. Just like I could just custom.
I mean, that's one thing I'll say about Sony is, like, it was extremely impressive for them to add system level ability to change the controls, so that even if a game doesn't allow that, you can just remap buttons the way you want, and then, you're fine that way. I wish that was the case with all of these, like, even as just an accessibility option, that's extremely good for people to have that ability to change things. So, all right. And then some other Switch news, Dominic. We talked about it earlier with the control stuff, But they also announced during that little mini direct kind of thing that they did that Hitman 3, when that comes out, there will also be a Switch version via the cloud streaming capabilities. So again, I think it's really good that they're allowing games that wouldn't necessarily be playable on a Switch due to power restrictions, allowing people to play them through cloud streaming. You know, we have that technology in place.
Exactly, to have that option, yeah. So it's like, hey, this is, I mean, of course it's not going to be for everybody to be able to play this way, but at least for some people who can play this way, they have that option to say, hey, yeah, because I want to play this great high-powered game on the go, but I can't do it. I don't, or like, it's not on Xbox Cloud, on xCloud or something like that. I don't have that, and or like, of course, the PlayStation doesn't have that. At least you have an option on the Switch to do that.
Yeah.
I really just
don't. Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the only thing that does concern me is like going back to like this kind of fits into the Stadia model where it's like, yeah, I bought it, but if this whole whatever backbone they're using to play these games doesn't, you know, stick around, then I just lost access to that game.
See, and that's the thing. I was gonna say, like, I wish it was a cross-buy factor to this, though.
Absolutely.
And when you buy this, or let you choose, because whatever platform it's on, because not everybody has a PC, so the high-power PC, so you don't want to just be like, hey, you got a PC, you can also play on a Switch. Be like, you can pick one other console or something like that you have.
If I'm picking this up on the
one.
Xbox, I can also get a complimentary Switch cloud version or whatever.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Absolutely. Hopefully one day, Dominic, we'll get there. All right, in some other news, we got some news for 2K21. The next generation versions of that game are going to get a WNBA My Player mode called the W Ballers. I would imagine that stands for the Women Ballers.
Yes.
So what do you think, Dominic? Are you ready to join the WNBA?
Yeah, definitely. Joanna Man. I'm going to Joanna Man this.
Oh,
this
goodness
league.
gracious.
No. But no, this is good. This is, some people would say overdue. Maybe. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think they could have just implemented it. Yeah. This, I wouldn't mind playing this. I wouldn't mind playing in this mode because it's a fantasy. I mean, not like it's like
woman? I know.
It's my fantasy. I dream every night. No, but I mean, to play like create a player and play in the women's league, for some reason that's more appealing for me to do than to watch it. Just to say, sorry, it's just that I don't know. Playing this as a game, something it scratches me. I can't explain it. That I was like, I wouldn't mind playing in a league like this because I'm not really familiar with the WBA, and I just feel like I would rather play it like interact with the WNBA in this way, as in like, okay, I'm playing in this league and I got a my player and be trying to get my team better and stuff in that matter. It'd be cool if they had a story mode just like the my player with the men's, but maybe in future games. I mean, I don't think it'll be in this one. I think it'll just probably be simple my player, but but maybe in future games it will. But still, I mean, because in women's basketball, I usually tend to watch the college more so than the WNBA. But WNBA, I don't mind watching like some playoff games. I don't mind. But I mean, this is a good step, and it might build interest. Maybe it might build interest in the WNBA. I don't know. We'll see. But it's just But I actually am a little excited for this because I'm very curious to do that because the NBA, I mean, because maybe, I don't know, something about me over the years, not really I'm getting bored. I get bored with the NBA games. Like, they're great and I'll play through a season, but I can't play through multiple seasons for some reason. I tend to get bored. It's like maybe this kind of spices us up though. It's like, okay, let me try this league because I'm not familiar with this and I don't know these teams. I don't know these players. So it's like very different. I wouldn't mind trying this out. Unfortunately, I probably won't be for this year's game. I mean, it all depends if I win the contest where I win a next gen system, because that's the only way I'm probably getting one.
But buying a whole bunch of Burger King, huh, Dominic?
Yeah. So, yeah, unless I win one or somehow get one, I probably won't play this year's, or maybe next year's. They'll have it. I mean, they should. It's probably
Let me talk to
just implemented from
Shuhei
now on.
and see if we can get a PS5 sent to you, Dominic.
Oh, yeah. I definitely. Yeah, we should talk to them.
Yeah. Would you think there would be a backlash if maybe next year's game they did like the story mode was for the WNBA and there was no male equivalent story mode, but still had like a my player mode for dudes or whatever, like they're doing?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I would.
Gotcha. Just a thought. Don't come at me. All right.
Oh, I'm just saying that's
Not
just
you,
what it
I'm
is.
saying.
Oh yeah.
Fans of the podcast.
Well, shucks, the people
Toxic fans of the
comments.
podcast.
Well, the early comments, I don't know anymore, on Game Informer were just two horrible comments.
Oh, really?
There. Yeah, it was like
Good
the
Lord.
guy just saying, "Oh, that's great, having a my player mode that nobody will play." Or something along those lines.
Classy.
Something about something like nobody watches. To say that maybe people will play it because nobody watches it or something like that. And it's like, I mean, yeah, I mean, that's true. The ratings are nowhere near what the men's are. Yeah, they're not great. We know this, but it's just, well, I don't know. The people
But they
just
also
seem
don't
to feel
pump the money into it the same way they do the men's. So, like,
no, they don't.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. To me, it's to be expected. I guess it's like a chicken or egg thing. Like, does the game bring in the fans, or do the fans make the game better, or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Dominic. In some other news, we talked about Oculus and how going
Oh
forward.
no, but go back to that. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt. But you know what?
No problem.
It might bring people like women or girls who like basketball probably will play it. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they actually have something to relate to. Like they like women's basketball. I mean, obviously, somebody likes women's basketball because women do play basketball.
Right.
So,
yeah. I mean, shit. I mean, like in high school, like the women's team was far more popular than our men's team. Maybe it's just because they were really good compared to our men's team, but like it's so weird sometimes that you see like these things where it's like it's extremely popular in this one very niche area.
Yeah.
Because that's what they know, and then, you know, on a grand stage, like nobody really gives a shit. It seems like
Connecticut for college, if you would do
Exactly.
that. It's yeah.
it's where they breed champions, Dominic. They also don't do a lot, much more in Connecticut. So,
All right. So, what were you saying? Oh, what's the next story?
all right. Yeah, the Oculus. So we talked previously about how going forward you were going to need a Facebook account instead of an Oculus account to sign into these new headsets and buy, you know, enable purchasing and all that good stuff. People who have Oculus accounts can last through, I think it was like 2022 or 2023 or something like that. But these new headsets will require you to use a Facebook account. And of course, I mean, this seems pretty obvious, but if you delete that Facebook account associated with those purchases, you're going to lose those purchases. Now, the problem with that, in my opinion, that just seems like anything else, right? Like if I deleted my Xbox account, I would lose all the purchases I made over my Xbox over the numerous years I've had it. But the problem is Facebook is involved with so much more. It's not like this niche account.
No. Yeah, exactly.
You know, and there's a very like real life social aspect to it that makes, I understand why people wouldn't want a Facebook account. You know what I mean? Like, even if they want, if they're fine with an Oculus account, which is owned by Facebook, it's still like one step removed from the actual Facebook thing. And then I need to look into this further, but I've seen stuff about people saying that if they're creating multiple Facebook accounts to do, like, I'm just going to make a Facebook account for my Oculus purchases, right? I'm going to keep that separate from, like, if I have a personal Facebook account, that Facebook is actually deleting these accounts because they're duplicate accounts, basically, I guess. There's some issues, like, as far as like catfishing and stuff, people creating faux accounts. But that seems weird to me because, like, Google's not going to stop me from creating multiple Gmail accounts.
No, they definitely don't. Yeah.
So, like, at what point is, like, Facebook just trying to, like, register me as a person and basically give me, like, a social security number equivalent? And it's like, no, you get one account. It is tied to you as a human being. We've got your blood samples. And, you know, please fill up this cup for your urine sample. And if you try and create another account, then, you know, we're going to delete them. Like, that just seems weird to me.
It is weird. And you know what?
Like, I should just be able to make as many Facebook accounts as I want.
It's giving credence to the people who are really, like, suspect of Facebook kept buying Oculus. Like, the suspect is Facebook, period.
Absolutely.
People who really just don't like the company. I mean, yeah, this is not good. I don't like this at all. I feel like, Facebook, just make it separate, man. Just make it like this could be a separate account from your Facebook account, and you could choose to attach it, just like how people attach other accounts to Facebook from other venues. You know, like they tie all their accounts into one. Like my Google account is tied to my Google account, or things of that nature. So, yeah, this is not a good look. And I guess with the. What's the competition for the Oculus? What is the Valve one called?
The Index. The Valve Index.
I guess people will have to go to the Index, but, you know, with the exclusive games, I mean, you had to keep doing a workaround, right? I mean,
well, there's that, and the problem, like, right now is just how much the Index is. Like,
oh yeah, see, the Oculus is only what 300.
You can get the Oculus Quest 2, the 64 version for $299.
Yeah.
And then the Index, I think, is, I don't want to say it if it's wrong, but, like, I want to say it's $1,000.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big leap.
Yeah. And that's that's the full kit. Like, it's $1,000 for the headset, the two controllers, and the two tracking things. The headset itself is just $499.
It's a different type of investment.
Exactly. And then but I mean, like, the controllers themselves are $280. Like, it's insane. And just one of the Index base stations is $150. Exactly. It's a completely different type of investment.
So if you want to get into VR, like Oculus, I mean, Facebook's really holding people by the ball, saying like, "Hey, like, this is for a good price, but you gotta want all the information, want everything."
Yeah, I mean, there's like the Microsoft mixed reality headsets that aren't, you know, quite up to snuff as those two. It sounds like some of them are decent. Like, I think I've heard good things about the HP Revive. Let's see how much that one is, if they've got. Well, the 2 is on pre-order right now, but that.
What about Viewmasters? How are they doing?
Is $650. The Viewmaster. You know, honestly, if I type in Viewmaster VR and don't actually come up with a product, I'm going to be more surprised than if I do find something.
Oh, yeah,
they have a Viewmaster Deluxe VR viewer that uses your phone like you would one of those Samsung things they used to have.
Oh, okay.
So they've evolved, Dominic, and that's only $17.99. So get your ViewMaster VR situation on. They have a Smithsonian virtual reality pack, so there you go. All right. In some other news, Dominic, we got some PlayStation stuff here. It was announced that God of War, the most recent one, is going to allow for save transfers from the PS4 to PS5. The God of War 3 is also going to do that. And I was looking this up because, now this led me down a path of trying to find some more information on this, because much like everything related to PlayStation's backwards compatibility, it's very confusing, because if it's a backwards compatible game, shouldn't it just allow you to use those saves because it's the same game running?
That's what you would think.
Yeah, and then what I originally found was that it allows for it, but it was up to developers to decide whether you could or not, which that just seems silly to me.
Who would say no?
As long as they don't have to do any, as long as they don't have to do any work, right? That should just be yo, just let me play my fucking game. And the latest thing I could find from the PlayStation blog, their FAQ about PS5 stuff, is that you can just transfer them, and if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can use the cloud. I hope that stuff is all, correct and accurate. Because I have another story about Ubisoft. They had a blog post basically saying that a number of the Assassin's Creed games from the PS4, including Syndicate and some of the Chronicles games, were not going to be backwards compatible with the PS5. And it's one, why is that the case? And then they came back and after everybody reported this, said, oh, there were some inaccuracies in that, so they deleted the post. But is it inaccuracies because those games will all play? Is it inaccuracies because some of those games will play? Did they just not want to say that ahead of the launch of the PlayStation, and now Sony is mad at them because they know it's true? But Sony already put out that list of games that they said, hey, look, these are the ones that are not going to play. So what is going on here? Why does everything for them have to be so confusing? Because in the one article that I saw, it was oh yeah, everything we just seems like it's going to work on the Xbox. 99% of things are just going to work on the Xbox. But this thing with the PlayStation, it looks like it's confusing. And it's exactly. I mean, it seems like Microsoft has made it their intention to make it as non-confusing as possible, to make it as clear as possible that we are focusing on backwards compatibility being an aspect of this console, and therefore we want as many games to work as possible.
Man, I thought they cleared this up. I thought it was already cleared up. So this story happening now, just making things
messier.
Back to having questions. We're back to having questions again. Because some of the Ubisoft games not working. It's wait a minute. I thought they just said that 90% of the games were going to work. And then they had the list of games that weren't going to work. So, I mean, I knew that maybe it was more games, but I didn't think some of Ubisoft games won't work out there for them. Not the big companies anyway. I mean,
yeah, especially Ubisoft. They're such a big company, and also they're always kind of on the forefront of things. I didn't write it down as an article, but I figured I could mention it during any one of these things that we talk about for Ubisoft as this fire truck passes by my house.
Yeah, I hear it.
That they're going to enable cross save across all platforms and stuff, basically. And that's awesome. Cool. That's extremely progressive as far as I'm considered.
Yes.
As far as I'm concerned, as far as video games go, that's awesome. I mean, I'm sure it's because you have to, log into a Ubisoft account and whatnot, but basically everything has an account that I need to log into at this point, in addition to my already console account. I've got my Warner Brothers account that I need to log into for Mortal Kombat. I've got my Bethesda account that I need to do for Doom. So give me some benefit to that, right? Like, allow me to play Doom on the PC and then play it on the Xbox if I want. And all of that just ties together, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what. Yeah, this is what we've been talking about for years that we wanted to do. Like, if you can't give me cross buy, I understand, but give me cross saves. Just give me cross saves, man. Like that helps out a lot.
And then maybe one day Dominic will get cross buy.
Oh yeah,
that's the dream.
Sony really has to fix this up. Just this confusion up. It's not so much I'm telling them like, oh, you have to put backwards compatible. But look, if it don't work, it don't work. Just let people, for people just to know, had information. Because some people are just going in just thinking like, okay, I can play all my games. Backwards compatible. Except for, and when they put out that list, there's just only a few games that you can't play. And I think a lot of people will still be okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, just let people know what's the truth. Just say that, hey, or do what Microsoft talked about when they did backwards compatibility when they first started. That we're doing like initial run. And some games we're going to have a list of games that are backwards compatible, like they tell you, and then you know what games are, and then they then they put out another list saying, hey, these games are backwards compatible now. And these games are do that. I mean, or do that at least for people can know what games they can play on the new next gen system.
Yeah.
If it's not that complete, because if Ubisoft's having trouble, then that means I'm sure probably other people are having trouble then. Maybe.
Yeah. It does make you wonder, especially because it is one of the bigger companies. It's like, oh, if Assassin's Creed isn't going to
Don't say it'd be available. Just say, hey, backwards compatibility is coming. We're working to get it done. Not all games as of right now can work.
But we're working on it and trying. Yeah.
That eventually it will be there. Some people know, okay, eventually it'll be there. Yeah, sure, some people will be upset from the beginning, but at least they'll know. I don't know. I don't think it would hurt you that much, honestly.
No, I mean, especially since for a while there, they were like, oh, nobody cares about backwards compatibility anyway.
First off, the way they presented it, you didn't know if it was going to have it, because the way they said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see, Dominic. We're only days away from these consoles launching, so.
Yeah.
It's wild. All right, speaking of Ubisoft, Dominic, we got some bad news for them. We were talking about how basically through the beginning of next year we were going to get a game a month from them, but it sounds like that's coming to an end because Far Cry 6 is going to slip out of the first quarter of 2020, or 2021, rather. Into the next financial year or the next fiscal year, which runs from April 2021 to March 2022. So kind of giving them a wide window here for that, as well as Rainbow Six Quarantine, which I had completely forgotten was even a game. And I don't know that it even necessarily had a release date.
They're fighting monsters, right? Or zombies or something, or
that's
some
what
kind
it
of
was,
infection.
wasn't it? It was them versus zombies, right?
Some type of infection happened, I guess. I mean, you might as well just call them zombies, but they probably call it something else.
Yeah, I forgot that's what that even was. I mean, now it's just going to be them fighting the coronavirus, obviously, but
yeah,
yeah, or fighting to get out of quarantine, let me out of here.
But yeah, I mean, it seems so out of place from what traditional Rainbow Six games were.
Yeah, Rainbow Six games were always the serious game, right? Very technical, very, and yeah, it's weird to throw some zombies into that. But, Call of Duty did it, so now they got to do it.
I just feel like they could have just added a mode to their current game. But maybe it loses a different engine,
especially with how popular Siege is, right?
Yeah.
I feel like you definitely, especially if you're going to maybe make a more multiplayer focus kind of thing, just kind of work that into there somehow. But I don't know. We'll see. It could turn out really cool, but it sounds like it's going to be a while before we find out one way or the other.
I know,
unfortunately. So, I mean, this is in direct relation to, COVID-19 and
I mean, this is
its effects on everything.
But here's the thing, like, is this really a bad thing? I don't know. It's bad because COVID caused this, but
yeah,
it's like a lot of games.
Is it bad that we're not going to get a fourth open world Ubisoft game within like 5 months? No.
Yeah, I feel like we got games.
Is.
I feel like there's plenty of games. I feel like this is not, at least from a consumer standpoint, it's not a bad. This is not really a bad thing.
Yeah,
sucks because games got pushed back from this year to probably around that time. So, like, hey, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. Until we find out what Ubisoft games they have for the end of next year, Dominic, and then they're all going to be tightened up. I mean,
goddamn, again, 3 of them. Well, because they haven't pushed back Phoenix Rising yet.
No.
I'm waiting for them to push it back, though, yo. I'm really waiting for them to.
You think so?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I almost feel like they're just dumping that in December to get rid of it, basically. Like they don't really care one way or the other whether it's actually going to sell well for them because they've already at that point released both the Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed.
Weird. It's just so weird that they're releasing those games all just back to back to back.
Yep. I would imagine. I mean, part of it is like, oh, we just gotta get these out. They can beef it up.
Maybe they can make some money from it. Like if they switched it to when Far Cry 6 was going to release or something.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's I would say that could maybe work in their interest because I really don't think like releasing in December. I don't think this is going to get them like many more holiday purchases or anything. So it might be in their best interest to push it out a little bit so people have some time between these games.
I mean, these are all like games that takes hours, a lot of hours to play. Like there's a lot of game. These are all games with a lot of game.
There's like a commitment level to it, right? Like if you want to collect everything, I'm going to spend a whole lot of time in Assassin's Creed or,
Watch Dogs
or
and the Phoenix Rising. Like these are like if you just get those 3 games, good God, you're good almost until next spring.
Pretty much, yeah.
Then you got Call of Duty, you got Cyberpunk. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
You got Miles. You got the freaking Miles Morales game on PS. If you get a PS5 or PlayStation 4. I mean, that's time consuming too. Even though it's supposed to be, it's going to be shorter, most likely than the main Spider-Man game. But it's still, if you want to do all the extra stuff, still time committed to that. Oh, what else? I mean, it's a lot of these games. Well, Call of Duty is just multiplayer, so that's time. They got the new Destiny expansion.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Forgot about that.
You got the what else we got coming out?
There's a lot of bit for everyone now.
It's other games, but I just can't think. But the games I just named, man. You talking about time consuming? Good God. Oh, come on! You got Demon Souls.
Yeah. Shit. You got Astro's Playroom, Dominic.
Yeah, yeah. So like these.
Sackboy, shit, man. Like even just like, I mean, it's different for me because like I'm super into video games, so like I like a lot of different genres. So I understand why like you want kind of an expansive launch lineup, but like just for me, if I were buying a PlayStation 5, it's like Spider-Man, Astro's Playroom, which comes with it and probably isn't that long of an experience. Sackboy, like all of those I could just be happy to play right away. And it's like, do I need like even Spider-Man not being as substantial as the first one? Like, I could still see spending quite a bit of time with that game, getting
definitely.
all the collectibles and all that stuff. And I'm sure Sackboy, to an extent, is going to be the same way. Like, there's going to be collectibles in there and all that stuff. And then if I was a person that was also into Demon Souls, like, holy crap, like, there's too many games at launch here. And then you add in things like Assassin's Creed that'll be, you know, future compatible, and Cyberpunk, however that ends up working out. Because I'm still a little confused, to be honest with you, about how, like, is there supposed to be a next-gen version launching alongside the well, I mean, we'll get to it, but was there supposed to be a next-gen version launching alongside the consoles, or could I just play Cyberpunk 2077, the Xbox One version, on the Series X, and then eventually somewhere down the line they were going to be upgrading it to, you know, be further compatible or enhanced edition or HD upgrade, free upgrade edition or whatever. Like, I've never been completely clear about that. Like, maybe that's just me not following it well enough. But, like, I know that if I buy Assassin's Creed on any one of the current gen consoles, I can upgrade that for free to the PlayStation 5 version or the Xbox Series X version.
Yeah. Exactly. I guess we could move. Well, I guess we might as well go on that story too after say what I say.
You mean the biggest delay, Dominic? Destruction All-Stars?
But before we get to that, but yeah, it's just plenty of games for these launches. I mean, it's very time consuming. And I mean, I think when I think about Jim Sterling, that he says that the bad things about these games is that they do not honor your time. They do not honor your time like now. Because because you ask for, hey, I need some more replay value to really play it. And I understand it. And I mean, actually, that's a good thing. Whereas, like, hey, I don't need to buy 5 games now. I could buy 1, and I could be playing that forever, like for a long time. That's saving money in your pocket. But that's also, but you got to think, also as developers, like, is that a good thing for me? Because, yeah, but if I'm not the one game they buy, then they're not buying me, because they're not going to get me until after they finish that game, which is be months, and then my value's gone down.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're just banking on you. They know you probably can't play all their game. They're just banking on you just still buying them, even though you don't probably play them till months later, when in reality you probably should have just waited and got it for cheaper. But thank God you didn't, because you bought it at full price, so they got the cash, they got the money from that. Because yeah, if you think about it, it's like, darn, maybe I should just wait. Maybe I should just buy. Hey, I mean, unless you're a person who likes to keep switching games and playing multiple at the same time, which is sometimes I do. But see, mostly I only do that because the game. Not to say I don't enjoy the game, it just doesn't keep my interest long enough, or I get bored, and then I want to move on real quick to another game, and then I have to come back. Well, some games, they will keep my interest from beginning to end, where I'll just play that one game. But there's only a few games that do that for me. But people are different. That's just who I am. Because right now, I had to stop myself, because I was about to just go straight through and play Red Dead 2 again, because I got lost in that world. And I was like, yo, I got these other games to play. I already beat this game, really. I just wanted to see if I can play this on my PC. Because I seriously can just stop and just play that game. Mm-hmm. But I had to stop myself. So it's just so that even though I know people want to talk about Xbox and their exclusive, which is rightfully so, it's rightfully so to talk about their exclusives, that they don't have enough out there. And I mean, it's their fault, because for whatever reason, they didn't invest in their gaming studios at the beginning. And they got all these studios, but you know, it takes time to make games now. Games take so much longer to make, so you're not going to see the results until maybe next year or the year after next. Hopefully next year, but now COVID kind of fucked things up. Maybe the year after next. If we're lucky still, maybe we see at least one next year. So, of these new studios, I should say. So I understand, but it's not like it's nothing there. That's the thing. It's not like there's nothing to play on there. Hey, you're still playing games to play on the Xbox. Now if you choosing because, hey, what's the point? I mean, you're choosing a PlayStation 5 because, hey, at least they got their exclusives now, and they got everything the Xbox got. So you said, well, I should have played that. But then Xbox got that Game Pass where you're not paying. You're only paying like a monthly subscription have potential to play all these games. You know, they're older, but it's a lot of games you didn't play, and you still play backwards compatible. So games, like, a lot of games you didn't play, and potential future games because they get new games. It's like there's good and bad with both. Like, I can see the potential. Like in both games, like there's nothing like there's a system where I could say I could be bored with. I have nothing to play. I feel like you can find something to play. Like, you're not trying. If you're saying like, man, it's nothing I play, it's either you're not trying hard enough to find a game you want, or I don't know. It's because it just seems like there's something there for everyone with both systems, like out there at launch. But I will say this: PlayStation has the better launch lineup by far. Like, as far as getting the systems, if somebody asks me, I'll say get a PS5 because right now they have the best. As far as exclusives. They have the best right now. But if you're a person who is kind of pinching their pockets, but they have some cash, but they still kind of pinching their pockets, then I'll say Xbox only because you got the Game Pass.
Yeah, that gives you so many options. As long as you're not just wanting to play the latest, greatest thing, it really does just open everything up for you.
And PS Now, I just don't trust it fully yet. Maybe it'll get there later. I just don't. I can't really say that right now. Somebody invested that right now.
Yeah.
But dang, with the PS5 getting these games at the launch, well, you know what? You might as well go to the next story. Skipped it because now I just freaking tangent to something else. So you might as well talk about the PS5 exclusive.
It's perfect, Dominic, because Destruction All-Stars, which was one of their launch titles, seemingly $70 launch title, which always seemed kind of questionable. That is going to be delayed until February now. But alongside that, they said that it's going to be available as a PlayStation Plus game for free, or, you know, for the cost of your PlayStation Plus subscription for February and March, you know. So that's really cool. I mean, it's another one of those things. Like, I look at that game and it looks fun, but it definitely doesn't look like a $70 game.
Yeah, and $70. It was initially $70.
For it to have the potential to be like a Rocket League now, I think gives it so many options that this is just a win-win for everyone. It seems like, to me at least. I mean, they're not making $70 off of every copy they sell in the launch window, and it's still a launch. So there are still going to be people out there that are like, I just want this game because it's a brand new game for this brand new system. So you're missing out on those kind of sales. But even that, like, as we just talked about, there's so many games specifically for the PlayStation. I don't know that would have sold them a ton of copies to make this, you know, really that big a deal for them. And the potential for them to grow as a PlayStation game, and then, I don't know, throw in some microtransactions.
Oh, you definitely know it is. It's a free game.
And then, you know, you're selling hats and cars and, you know, clothing for these
Rocket
people.
League, that
and
shit.
You know, exactly. I mean, and we see where Rocket League is. I mean, fuck, they got bought by Epic because they became so profitable that it made sense
but
for
I'm
a
saying,
company as
Rocket
big
League,
as
that's
Epic
how it
to pick them
started.
up.
It was free on PlayStation. I mean,
exactly.
Well, you had to buy on PC, but it was free on PlayStation 4.
Yeah,
a lot of people
and
played
that's
it there.
really what, you know, the word of mouth of that, even for the PC version. I feel the word of mouth from the free PlayStation version really sold it to a lot of people that ended up getting that game.
Yeah. So, yeah, with the PS5, I mean, there is also with their PlayStation Plus games, free games, starting at launch from the previous generation.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you'd be able to play those games free, like God of War and Uncharted and Persona 5. I mean, it's a long list. But I think Batman Arkham City, not City, Arkham Knight. And
Knight.
So there's a lot of value, I think. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of value with that. So I think, like I would say, like I said, as far as getting a launch system, it's like, come on, which one should I get? I have a hard time not saying the PS5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would have a hard time not saying that. Like, you need to pick between one or the other. Because there is a lot of value out that box at the launch with that. Oh, also, I mean, when we get to the PlayStation Plus games, you got Bug Snacks, which is a next-gen game. PS5 console exclusive as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be free. So,
yeah.
you're going to have that game free. Got the Astro Boy. I mean, what's it called? That Astro Room.
Astro's Playroom, yeah.
Astro's Playroom. Which is, I mean, it's really just like a test game, but still it's fun and it really shows you how the DualSense controller works and like what's the potential of that in these upcoming games. Then you're going to have a free game in February with Destruction All-Stars. And then you got all those free games that was on the PS4. Now, yeah, I mean, I don't say there's a lot of people that didn't play all those games.
Yeah,
so you got
and they're
free
some
now.
of the best games.
Yeah, exactly. So then they're the best way to play them at now, because you're going to get they're upgraded with the graphics, being the power of the PlayStation 5. So yeah, that's a lot of value out that box at the beginning. Like you're good, and then that's just you not even buying another game. I'm just saying this is all the stuff that's just free. Then you got, you want to get Miles Morales? You want to get that? You want to get either Watchdog Legions or Valhalla, the Assassin's Creed, or Call of Duty? Good God. I mean, you're set for a while. Really.
I'm drowning in video games here, Dominic.
Yeah, exactly. You're set for a while. And I mean, that's not a knock. I mean, I'm not knocking. I'm just telling the facts. I mean, this is what it is between Xbox. I mean, now Xbox, not saying that if you just choose an Xbox, you got Game Pass. I mean, if you get the subscription for Game Pass, which, hey, it's a great value. It's a great value. You got that. You got where all your games. It's the best way to play your games. I think this is what makes this launch for these two consoles very different from the previous generation. Is that, I mean, we still learn about the PlayStation's backwards compatibility, but let's just say most of the games you want to play are backwards compatible, right? Let's just say that for this sake of argument.
I think that's a solid, assumption.
Yeah. So then, at least compared to past consoles where it wasn't, backwards compatible, or if it was just, you didn't really see that much difference, like with the PlayStation 1 games on the PS2. It's like these are the best way to play those games now. Like you're going to see us in a lot of the games you had. You're going to see a significant difference that may just change an experience. Like, oh man, damn, this game just runs so much better and smoother than I ever played it before. Or like it just loads, like the load times are faster. Where like, because load times that can really change a game because. Just think about if you die a lot in a certain game. Mm-hmm. Same as like the game I fucking play, Avengers, where you die and it's fucking long ass load before I play again. It's like, oh crap, and then I die from a cheap death again, and then I gotta wait for a long ass load. Where if I just loads real quickly, I don't mind dying. It's like, okay, I died real quick, okay, it's gonna load right back up, I'll be right back. I mean, that kind of makes it more appealing to get these consoles at launch. So I definitely see it now. Like it was really wait and see, but now I really see the appeal of like, okay, I can see if I was going to get a console at launch, this is I can see the appeal of it. I can definitely see the appeal of getting these consoles, especially from our perspective, because we have the originals of the PS4 and the Xboxes and Xbox One. We didn't get the upgraded models. Well, yeah, because even my PS4 it's the new revision, but it's not a PS4 Pro. So I will see definitely a huge difference. I mean, you still see a difference between the Xbox One X and Xbox Series X in most of the games. So I'm going to see the difference for me is going to be like huge, really huge.
Oh, yeah.
Like
substantial.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, this should be great. I mean, if you get your hands on one, and then now that becomes the problem. Like what's the supplies going to be like? Because of COVID, like, okay, you got the pre-orders, it's going to be hard to find one probably till next year. I mean, you can luckily still get one this year, but let's just say, like, okay, I know I'm not going to get one this year. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to wait till next year. Like, how long of a wait will I have to wait till I can just pick one up, be able to just pick one up when I can just buy one from the store?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, was it Microsoft that was already out there basically saying, like, it might be a while before you can find one of these? And, it's... You and I have been around long enough to have seen that in action. I mean, even when we were working in retail, it was like, literally, I'd be unloading trucks at Target, like, kind of trying to peek out which boxes are, like, the Xbox 360s. Like, oh, we got 2 in. Holy crap, that's amazing, Out of an entire truck of, 1,800 pieces, it's like, oh, I found that box. We very quickly learned what those boxes look like, and it's like... Yeah, we would get them in, someone would rush them out to the sales floor, and by the time we were finished unloading the trucks, those things had already sold out. It was crazy.
Yeah,
and of course the Wii was the worst of all, because it was basically like relaunching every couple of weeks because it would be in the ad, and then it was like, well, if it's in the ad, then we have to hold them so that when people come in after seeing the ad that they're there, or, we can say Sunday morning that, hey, we had them here. So it was literally like a console launch every couple of weeks. And that was the most
How about
extreme.
that Wii U when they launched, huh?
Yeah. How about that? Where you could just walk into the store like a GameCube and just pick it up and walk out. That's not true. I feel like those things still sold, relatively quickly at launch. I think the only ones that were really sitting on shelves were like the 8 gigabyte model or whatever. Yeah. Because at that point it was just absurd, because the big one was 32, which was still absurd, but 8 gigs is like, what the fuck are we even doing here, Nintendo? Like, who are you kidding?
That's a memory card. That's a memory card for PS2.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, that was 8 megabit.
Yes, the old ones were 8 megabits.
There's a whole lot of files.
Yep. So yeah,
this is going to be. It's going to be pretty cool to see this. I mean, I'm not going to be playing anything, but still, I mean, seeing these games in action, seeing the people who still love that console war stuff. That they say it's like sports. It's not like sports. It's not like sports. It's not the same thing. But
yes, it is. You have crazy people saying crazy shit that doesn't make sense. It's just like sports.
Yeah. Well, in that sense, but I'm saying, like, rooting for a company is different from rooting for a team. That's just weird to me. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, because at least with the team, you have players that you're supporting, right?
Yeah,
it's not like,
exactly.
I'm not cheering for Jerry Jones,
Yeah, that's you. Yeah, that's like you rooting for the owners. It's not so much you root for the owners. It's just a little different. But this is. I'm pretty excited for this. Like, at first I was really laid back because we had a lot of information, So I was more me being angry because they keep holding back, and they still are, and which is still frustrating. But from hearing what people are saying about these consoles, because like for the PlayStation, people still can't show everything yet. I mean, for the Xbox, they can't either. But it's even, I mean, right now, I've seen more on the Series X than the PlayStation's 5.
Yeah,
people
officially.
have.
There's definitely, like, now that those PlayStations are getting out in people's hands, there's definitely some leak stuff going on. Like, I just saw on Reddit someone posting from the menu, the system level menu, it taking 7 seconds to get into the game of Miles Morales. And that's from the game loading up to the start screen and then loading from the start screen to the gameplay, which
that's too
was
long,
just
Daniel.
insanely fast.
No, that's too long. It should be 3 seconds.
Should be. Yeah, maybe. Well, as we get closer to Dominic and we get further into the lifespan of this thing, then maybe we'll get these piss poor developers to optimize their games a little better.
But no, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, definitely. See that. That's how I'll be wishing, man, because I just think about me taking how long it takes for me to get now from excuse me, I freaking was about to sneeze, but then it stopped. Like a game like Destiny, see, because that's online. Because it takes a long time for me to get there to playing. Like from when I start the game, it takes a while for me to get to actually playing that game.
Right.
Now, I want to know how much does that affect it, or is it because of the server of the loading? It might be a combination of both, but I just got to imagine. I just want to know how much faster it is. I want to see somebody light up Destiny. I think in one podcast, I heard somebody did do it, but I didn't hear how long he said it took.
Oh, okay.
But starting Destiny 2 to playing, how long does that take? Because it takes a significant long time, man. And I was like, good God.
And then I wonder if there's like cross compatibility between generations. If other people's slow ass consoles are gonna bring you down.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit.
So that's the thing. It's like, well, how does that work?
Yeah. Just let me get into the game and get some kills before this fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Who's on his old ass
I was like,
console.
hey, I need help. Where's he at? Still loading. Getting there.
Yeah.
All right. So what's the last big story we got here, man?
All right, real quick before I get to that one, Dominic, since we were talking about the Spider-Man stuff.
Okay, go
They
ahead.
did show off a Into the Spider-Verse costume for Miles Morales. I was kind of like up on the fence about like talking about this because I don't know, like some people just want to see the costumes in the game and not have it spoiled. But this is so everywhere that like it's hard to avoid it if you're
I heard that in the comments
game.
too. Some people were like, "Oh man," they said, "Why you got to show everything?" Because y'all kept bitching about having the movie Spider-Man costume in the last game.
Yep.
From the original Spider-Man Tobey Maguire movie.
Yeah, the Tobey Maguire one. And then the Andrew Garfield one, because I was complaining about that. I was like, come on. You need my Andrew.
Well, they need the one from the old Spider-Man movie. The one that came, it was the 60s or something, whatever it was?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I want that costume.
They'll give that to you in the remastered edition, Dominic. They've run out of other costumes to give you. Yeah, but this one is incredible. Like the animation, they have it like kind of stuttery the way it was in the movie. Just visually, it looks great. Very reminiscent of like the cartoon one that they had in the original Spider-Man game. And then they also add like the punch effects, like the words on screen, stuff like that. It looks so cool. And you were telling me
cool.
I hadn't seen it that if you pre-order the game that it's unlocked on day one. And I know I'm buying this game, so I think I might just do that because I like the look of the Spider-Man costume that's in the game, but like that one's just so incredible that I don't, I would not mind playing most of the game with that costume.
Yeah, it's not you paying extra.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good. I bet old GameStop would have been like, hey, like, let's get the special edition.
Exactly. I mean, don't you worry, Dominic. There's a special edition for this one anyway, but at least with that, you get, the remastered edition.
You also get the tracksuit, I believe, which is the one I don't really like, but you said it's okay. It looks better. I told you, it's just the way he looked in that
that one pose was...
Yeah, it's not... It's very Cirque du Soleil. Like,
Yes, these people in spandex, Dominic. God forbid they look like these other people in spandex.
Yeah, I don't
I
mind
kid.
that. All right, so what else we got here?
All right, Dominic. So Halo was delayed. No.
Oh yeah, okay.
So Halo was delayed. We know that.
Again?
Again, no.
No.
But a big game that was delayed. And, now we have another big game that was delayed. PlayStation's Destruction All-Stars. No. Cyberpunk 2077, Dominic. A game that should have come out pre-COVID. Well, on the cusp of COVID, I guess, right? Because it was like April.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like April. Delayed until September.
We got a little sprinkle. We got a little sprinkle of COVID on it when we were there.
Yes. Delayed until September and then delayed until November. And now here we are, only days away from release, finding out that it is now delayed until December 10th, Dominic.
Darn.
I saw the little animation of you breaking your heart, breaking just like Ralph Wiggum, just pausing and going, ah.
Yeah.
What the hell, Dominic? This game that they were so proud of going gold is delayed again, and apparently the developers, most of which
gold.
did not
That's what that
know. Fool's gold. There you go.
Yeah.
Very nice, Dominic. Gone Fool's Gold. Yeah, and it sounds like most of the people in this company didn't even know, and now we're finding out like it has something to do with like Polish law, because if they had told developers, then it would have been insider information. That sounds like a very weird, like I get what they're going for protecting that, because like, they don't want any stock manipulation or anything like that. But at the same time, it's like, oh, they would have had to have everyone in the company sign an NDA. And it's like, well, maybe that's the way to do it. But at the same time, I guess from the time that they made the decision of it getting delayed until the time that they announced it was like less than a day or something like that. All of this just seems wild. I saw some speculation that maybe it was because like the next gen version wasn't living up to the
I saw
regular
that too.
ones. But like, from what I was reading, and now I told you earlier, I was like kind of confused about this, but from what I was reading, we already knew that the next gen upgrades were coming after the fact and weren't necessarily coming alongside the launch of those consoles. So like, then why would that delay anything? Why wouldn't you release the game as it runs perfectly perfectly. We all know that's not the case, but as one of these games is going to run on the current systems, and then as you have the time and ability, get those next gen versions, their upgrades out and to people. So
like, I didn't understand. I saw people comments on Twitter and doing jokes like, man, people playing on those last gen are going to be horrible. But I was like, wasn't this, when they developed this game, the next gen systems wasn't out yet? I mean, or you didn't know about it. I mean, I'm sure you get stuff ahead of time, but they were making it for the current gen. So I'm not saying it's not gonna look good, but as far as running, that it's a current gen game.
Yeah,
and
it should.
I know some people were just saying like, oh, I don't know why this game shouldn't be coming on the current gen. It should just be next gen. I was like, no.
Yes, they should start development over from clean slate just so they can make a true next generation version of this game down.
It's whatever. But as for the delay, I don't, for whatever reason, I mean, it sucks, but I guess they have to and get some more crunch in there,
I mean, that's the rough thing, right? Is like, here we are. We were just talking about crunch like last week or the other week, and now it's like, oh, here's some more time for you to be crunching because this shit can't get delayed again, right?
Yeah. But
I mean, that's
also,
what we said
going
last
gold
time.
means nothing. That's just that going gold just means they made the disc.
It really does. I mean, it's like I was telling you on Twitter, like this truly is like what is going to kill disc-based gaming, because like much like No Man's Sky, I could pick up a disc version of this and sure, in 20 years I could play it if the servers aren't around anymore. But the game that I'm going to be playing is so fundamentally different and possibly completely broken that would have been fixed by a day 0 or a day 1 patch that, like, I'm not going to want to play that game. So what's the point of pressing a disc with what amounts to garbage just to say that you've pressed the disc?
Exactly. Because when I hear it going gold, I'm just thinking that, okay, they're done. Those people are done, and we're just
Time
waiting
for them to go on vacation.
Yeah, I'm not thinking I'm working on. I mean, I'm figuring people are just working on patches and stuff, but most of the people are gone. Darn, yeah. So, yeah, going gold now. We get to think. I mean, we probably should have been thinking about this a while ago, which some people probably have, but I just haven't. But you know, when you hear about people doing like, oh, day 1 patch, it's like, oh, yeah, I guess technically going gold wasn't a thing for a while now. I guess for some games because they're always just changing them. Always just like or some games just change it significantly because it's like, oh, this game's broken from the beginning. Yeah, it doesn't mean they really are done. That sucks. But yeah, pushing Cyberpunk, which I'm not as set as I thought I would be. I guess because I still have I'm playing other games, you know. And that's what some people say. I mean, for people who are waiting for this, this is huge. I mean, especially some people say like, hey, I'm going to take off work for Cyberpunk. Or like I want to play this game this week. I'm going to take off and play this game. Or I'll take off, not this week, but like, hey, or maybe you work a weekend or something or whatever. You say, I'm going to take a couple days extra off this week because I'm going to play Cyberpunk for like Thursday through the weekend, have a 4-day weekend or something. And now that it's been delayed, it's like, oh no, and then you can't just switch vacations that easily at your job, and you're just screwed, and then you're just angry. Going on a murderous rampage, and see that's why that stuff like that happens, because of delay of games. So I was joking, but anyway, it sucks, but hopefully they work out the kinks and they'll get here in time. Whatever the real problem is of why this is being delayed. What was their why they say it was delayed? Did they give like a real example? I mean not example, but explanation, I should say.
I think from what I remember from that tweet, was basically we weren't satisfied with what we were seeing. Like, we thought after going gold that, you know, it was just a couple of weeks of work and we could tighten it all up, and we just couldn't tighten it up to the level of quality that we wanted before this release date, basically.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but they want to get that right, so that's good. I mean, see when it comes out. But I mean, it sucks for the people who are really just sitting there waiting for this game.
It's rough. It's rough more than anything just because it's happened so many times for this specific game. And it's like, these guys are clearly, you're having trouble with like projection. Like, you guys don't know.
managing this. The time here, like what? Yeah, you're like you said, projecting how long something's going to take.
Yeah.
That's why sometimes I like when the indie games, like, even they say, hey, we're making this game, but they don't give an exact date. Just maybe like they just say, hey, I'm still working on this, or like we're still working on this.
I mean, that really is the best bet, right? Is like basically get it to the point where you know you can cross the finish line, and then say, okay, from here we can 100% get there. And I feel like that's usually like the Nintendo way of doing things, right? Like, they'll usually keep pretty quiet about things. Like, even with this Metroid thing, it's like, hey, Metroid's coming. And then it's like, oh, shit went bad, so we're just going to be quiet about this now, you know?
Yeah. Or like, I don't know, like Bayonetta. What's going on with that? Bayonetta 3. But hey, instead of them projecting, they probably did a whole bunch of delays. So, I don't know when it's coming out, and I can't just be like, oh man, I'm waiting for it this day.
Yeah. Would be nice if they at least were cool enough to say, "Hey, we're still working on this."
But see that's what I'm saying. I like the indie ones, well, because they mostly are Western studios. But I would like for like they would say they would put out tweets and stuff saying like we're working on this, like we're doing, or like, hey, I'm still working on this game, just to let people know like it's still happening. But with them, they just told you it's coming and then it's just gone. It's like, okay. It's like, what's the status here? It's like what's happening?
Yeah.
But
so I'm looking at the tweet. I was
ahead.
going to just read off real quick exactly what they said, but then I got distracted by this comment, which was just refunded the purchase. There is no point in buying a game from a dev who cannot keep their promises. When we were kids, we learned a valuable lesson from The Boy Who Cried Wolf story. I don't think I'll ever buy another game from this studio. Like that is, you were taking that real hard, buddy. I am.
Yeah, you really
so
are.
Sorry. So this is their official statement. Today we've decided to move the release date of Cyberpunk 2077 by 21 days. The new release date is December 10th. So let's see. Most likely there are many emotions and questions in your head. So first and foremost, please accept our humble apologies. The biggest challenge for us right now is shipping the game on current gen, next gen, and PC at the same time, which requires us to prepare and test 9 versions of it. Xbox One X compatibility on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 4 Pro, compatibility with PlayStation 5, PC, and Stadia. So that's before you even get into the actual next-gen upgrades. So now I see what they're saying as far as like getting it to run on the Series X and PS5. It's more about backwards compatibility issues than getting those to actual, next-gen status.
Okay.
While working from home is the complete part of that sentence. And that's understandable,
Yeah, definitely.
Since Cyberpunk 2077 evolved towards almost being a next-gen title somewhere along the way, we need to make sure everything works well and every version runs smoothly. We're aware it might seem unrealistic when someone says that 21 days can make it any difference in such a massive and complex game, but they really do. Some of you might also be wondering what these words mean in the light of us saying we achieved Gold Master some time ago. Passing certification or going gold means the game is ready, can be completed, and has all content in it. But it doesn't mean we stop working on it and raising the quality bar. On the contrary, this is the time where many improvements are being made, which will be distributed via Day Zero patch. This is the time period we undercalculated. We feel we have an amazing game on our hands and are willing to make every decision, even the hardest ones, if it ultimately leads to you getting a video game you'll fall in love with. Now, again, that really leads to the point that we were saying of going gold means nothing, and it's very problematic, in my opinion, for someone who is buying a disc thinking that they are getting the complete game. It really flies in the face of people who may have poor internet or may not have access to the internet and want to go into a store and buy the game that they see people talking about, and then it turns out to be a completely different experience. Like if I go into a store right now, I hate to beat up on them because they seemingly have done a really good job in improving this game, but No Man's Sky, if I go into a store, buy No Man's Sky on a disc, put it in my not connected to the internet Xbox, and play that game, I am fundamentally playing a completely different game than I would be if I connected that Xbox to the internet.
Now, hold on. I'm curious, since how much time has been since the original launch, did they have a revision disc? Like it's been...
I'm sure they've had to, right?
Yeah. I mean, at least for the Xbox, because it wasn't even on the Xbox.
Yeah.
But it's still, but even still, I mean, you can do that with most games. They're different than what they are on a disc because of patches. That's just what it is.
That's crazy.
With most games, like if you just play without going to the internet, you're gonna play. I mean, I ain't gonna say totally different. It all depends on the game, but you're playing something different because something's not patched in that was patched in before, or something's taken out. Like sometimes in Madden, like when they took out a player because he did some, he got kicked out the league because he did some abuse.
Ray Rice.
Yeah, Ray Rice is one. I was thinking about a more recent person because I forgot the name. But yeah, that if you still play that game based on the disc, he's still in there. But if you put it on the internet, they'll take him out. But yeah, it's so weird. We're at a time where that's why I hear people still make that argument about having, like, I want physical media because, this is why physical media is better because I also have that game. But it might not be that same game anyway. It'll be a very older version of that game, and it all depending on the game. It might not be a version you want to play because it wasn't. Something was broken, and you can't download the patch. Yes, it's coming to a digital age. It's a digital age now. Games are more complicated than I guess. It's not the same as making games back on the Nintendo. I want to say. I mean, I don't know how many. I mean, look, I don't know how all games are pretty much made, but I can say that they're definitely a lot more complicated. Look how big these studios are, and how much people, how many studios are even working on one game. It's astronomical. Like when you see those credits. I mean, those credits roll. It takes forever. They take forever if you want to let them roll. I mean, it's just like how movies are now. Like things are just made so differently and it's more complicated that it is going to be hard to fix everything and polish everything. It's going to take a lot longer. But not saying it can't be done. Like, it's one thing to have a little bug here and there, but some bugs to be like, man, how did this happen? It's to the point where, like, am I right for criticizing them for not having it fixed, or is games so hard to make that? Hey, should I not criticize them for? I don't know. Like I don't know. Right. But it feels good when you do criticize them and stuff.
It does. It does. So much.
It feels good. It feels good. Say, oh, how dare you? How dare y'all put this shit out of here? What the hell's wrong with you?
All right, Dominic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's been quite a week of news.
All right.
So you got anything else before new releases?
Nah, you can go to new releases.
Right.
Well, PlayStation Plus and games.
Oh shit! Yes. Sorry, we do, as it is the beginning of will be at the time of listening to this new month. So we got PlayStation Plus stuff for November. We got Middle-earth, Shadow of War, and Hollow Knight, the Voidheart edition for the PS4. So there's two pretty good games. And Bugsnax for the PS5, as you mentioned earlier. So, it's like I told you, Dominic, I got to tell my wife, I'm losing out on money by not getting a PlayStation 5
That's a pretty good PlayStation Plus lineup overall.
That is solid. I mean, Hollow Knight is freaking awesome, which I need to get back to at some point. And Middle-earth, Shadow of War, I'm interested in. I liked, the original game and never got around to playing the second one.
But I have no idea what Bugsnax is, but at least that's a new next-gen game. So
yeah, and it looks cool from what I've seen of it. I'm interested in it. Yeah, and then on the Games for Gold side, you got Origami, the Shadow Edition, Swim Sanity, Full Spectrum Warrior, and Lego Indiana Jones: The Original Adventures.
Full Spectrum Warrior, I always remember hearing about back in the day.
Yeah, that was like full on, like real military type stuff.
Yeah,
is how I always heard about it. And then it was like top down tactical kind of thing at the same time.
I think I played Swim Sanity. I think that was part of the summer games, indie games.
Oh, was it? Okay.
I think
I was watching a video of it. It looks kind of neat. It looks cute. like a little swimmer guy and you're shooting stuff.
Shooting stuff and his multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to like you're trying to race to the end of the level and shit's all around. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I played it. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, I'm glad that's a free game.
Yeah.
Lego Indiana Jones. I mean, it's a Lego game. It's all right. No, or origami. I'm gonna call it that. Shadow Edition.
Yeah, that one looks pretty cool too. I'd seen that previously. It wasn't something that I was like, oh my god, I need to play that. But it does look cool. It's like a third person action stealthy kind of game.
The way those commenters were, they made it like sound like this is like a bad games for Go. I mean, I guess it all depends what you look. If you're looking for just like big first party games, I guess yes. This isn't it. But I guess because I'm of a different mindset now. Like maybe talk to me 10 years ago or even probably a little bit more, I would be like, oh, this shit is horrible. This is a horrible Games for Gold line. What the hell they put some shit out like this? But like I don't mind Swim Sanity because I would never tried it out in the other way.
Right.
I almost kind of now Lego Indiana Jones, no, but I know some people who are into those Lego games and they will probably like it. Because like my friend's girlfriend, she likes playing Lego games. Now Origami, is that a scary game? So I don't know if
it's like it's cell shaded and it's like a third person action kind of ninja game. It looks pretty cool.
Okay. Oh, I remember this. Yes. I mean, I'll try this out. I would have never tried it out before. So this is
exactly.
This is fun. This is fun. This is a fun lineup to me. No, the PlayStation Plus has the better one, but this is a fun lineup.
Yeah.
All right. So what's what we got for new releases?
All right, Dominic, we got a couple from last week that I missed. They weren't on the stupid wiki list that I use, and I need to find a better source. And I forgot to mention it because I had actually seen it earlier in the week, and it looked really cool. Pumpkin Jack, which is like kind of a spiritual successor to the medieval style game, action platformer. Instead of a knight in Skeleton Knight, you play as a pumpkin-headed guy.
Oh, so it's not Jack...
Skeleton
Pumpkin King? Yeah.
No, it's not. I mean, he could be underneath the pumpkin. I don't know. But yeah, that game looks pretty cool. I was tempted to pick that up. I was thinking about it, and then I was trying to decide whether I would get it on the PC or the Switch. But, I haven't, and I don't know that I will right now. But looks very cool. I'm interested in that. And then Transformers Battlegrounds, which is the Transformers based on the newest cartoon, but like an XCOM style game. And that also looks pretty cool.
Oh, okay. So, hey, that Transformers, is that the one on Netflix?
I don't know if it is.
Because there's quite a few Transformer cartoons on Netflix.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not. I know it's not the one I watched. I mean, I think. I know it's not that one.
There's another one on there. Okay.
Yeah, that's a kids one.
All right. So. Yeah, but it looks pretty decent. Like as far as look and gameplay wise, it's not quite Gen 1, but they similar kind of style to it. And it's got Dinobots in there, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. And there's this game, Ghost Runner, that's out on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Yeah,
that looks pretty cool too.
It does.
It's like a first-person, like wall running, sword slashing type thing. What'd you say?
Is this some type of cyber ninja or something?
Yeah. I was just watching. Like he was the guy that I was watching was just like he was doing speed runs of it, so he was like jumping on walls, slashing guys, doing teleport moves, slashing guys, cool stuff. That looks neat.
It does.
We got Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel, number 4. That's out on PS4 now.
I haven't even got to 3 yet, but by the time I get there, hopefully it'll be on PC. This one.
Yeah. Yep. So check that out eventually. Got Oddworld New and Tasty. That's out on the Nintendo Switch now. Oddworld people, you can check that out. Control, as I mentioned earlier, is now out on the Switch if you want to play that streaming. Also, No More Heroes and No More Heroes 2 Desperate Struggle. I don't know why words did not work for me there. Desperate Struggle.
These are the ones that came on GameCube?
Yeah. Yeah, they're both now out on the Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
And Part-Time UFO, that's now out on the Switch. This is like a kind of claw game. You play as a little UFO guy, and you're using your little grabber to grab things and kind of build things. It looks cute.
Why they call it part-time?
Because he only gets paid part-time. He doesn't get insurance with his employment. So, yeah, it's a struggle, Dominic. It's a struggle.
Struggle out there in the galaxy, too, yeah.
Yep. You got the Dark Pictures anthology, Little Hope. That's now out on the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. That's another one of those, like, Man of Medan or... what's the one that we played
Until Dawn?
on? Yes. Another one of those from those guys.
Yeah, just before I can shit my pants. Yep. Good games.
I got Oceanhorn 2, Knights of the Lost Realm. That's now out on the Switch.
Did you play Oceanhorn
I'm interested
1?
in that. Yeah, I played Oceanhorn 1. That was the one that was like Zelda. Yeah. And I really liked it. And I was looking forward to Oceanhorn 2. And then it was taking forever to come out because now they've transformed it from like a top-down thing into a full 3D thing. And then it ended up coming out on like the Apple Arcade stuff, and I didn't really hear much about it. And I think it got like middling reviews.
Like a euphemism. My ocean horn.
What's that?
My ocean horn.
The ocean horn.
My ocean horn.
Oh, goodness gracious. So yeah, I need to look into some reviews of that and see if that actually turned out all right or not. It looked like it had a lot of promise, and I liked that first game a lot. Despite its problems, but yeah, I don't know how this one is. Also out now on the Switch is Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I have never played a Pikmin game. I remember being super excited.
I'm surprised you haven't even played it. I'm not saying I'm not surprised you would like it though.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you wouldn't like it, but just that you didn't play it.
When those first games came out, I was like, that looks so awesome, and then it never ended up picking it up or never ended up renting it or anything. And I'm just kind of like, oh, another one of those games. So I played a little bit of, there was a demo for like the 3DS one or something like that. I remember playing a little bit of that, but that was the side scrolling one that was kind of different. So.
Yeah, I never played them either.
It's like, this kind of reminds me of Animal Crossing, where it's like, it's a game that I could look at and go like, I could have fun with that. And then, but not enough to be convinced to actually buy it. And then like, here we are like 5 generations later, and I've just never played one of these games.
Yeah.
And then we got Visage for the PC, PS4, and Xbox One. That's a scary game, seemingly.
Yeah,
so
the game I never touch. I'll never touch it.
It looks intense.
Maybe Markiplier will play it. I'll check it out.
There you go. Now we're talking. And then we got the big one this week, Dominic. Watch Dogs Legion. That's now on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Stadia. What are you thinking? Does that look good to you?
I mean, maybe one day I'll play it. I'm just not in the mood to play it now. But from what I've seen, it seems appealing. It seems like people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it looks like maybe one day I'll play it. But now I'm just not really into that space because like that's a really time-consuming game right now that I don't really want to get into. I'm more looking forward to play maybe Valhalla more so than Watch Dogs.
Gotcha. Honestly, like to me, Watch Dogs 2, I am almost more interested in playing than this one since I haven't gotten around to that one. Like the vibe of that game just.
Oh yeah, I really enjoy Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You just don't like British people. That's why.
I mean, that's part of it. It's just too much tea going around, Dominic. I got feelings about that. There's a bay nearby that I might throw that into. Yeah. So you got anything else, Dominic? Anything else of interest? Good. All right. Thank you guys as always for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStallworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at SUPAPod, SUPAPOD. SUPAPod.com is the website. You can find all the podcasts there, as well as links to all the places you can find us: iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
All right, see you.